Good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Arcane Adventures. As always, before we jump into tonight's episode, we do have a few session announcements to get through. This is your weekly reminder that we have quiz questions available every Tuesday and Friday under the post section of our YouTube channel, which is at Arcane_Adventures. And you can also go check out the shorts that we release every Tuesday and Friday as well that highlight the most iconic moments of our session episodes so you can laugh on YouTube and make fun of all of us as we make fun of each other on the internet. It's a great time. Also, we have new socials. We have social media content available on Instagram and TikTok, handled with in-house by our very own Michelle Arnold and some backup staff members as well. We're super excited for that. All of the handles are down in the video description, so make sure you check that out. And you'll see them in the intermission slides as well. So please go follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're super excited to get content rolling out for all of you and get that going for you as well. But for now, at least, that is all of our session announcements. So we will go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Arcane Adventures. And welcome back. Last we left off, Lorem Ipsum took some downtime, much needed, that being said, to take on various personal ventures within the city of Provonere over 1 week in Alethea, that being 10 days. As each of them divided amongst themselves to accomplish various tasks. Some of them took on more simple, enjoyable relaxation, like getting their hair done or working on a new show. Others took on some more serious tasks, like honing their monk skills or crafting, and even still, others focused on perhaps dangerous work, gaining new features or learning about distant heritages. However, as we return to the city of Provonere, on a rather gloomy morning, as it is still that time of year, rain falling from the sky in a slow pitter-patter, the bastion, the Korthals chateau, as the sound of hammer and nails and scaffolding and construction workers has faded out into the distance. The renovations on our property here in the city of Provonere on Consilas Hill now complete. New hirelings brought in to fill various roles. Our adventurers sit down to eat breakfast. And that is where we'll begin tonight's episode with Chapter 9, Episode 5, Establishment. Each of you are seated around the table of your dining room. Breakfast is being served to you. Today's breakfast is bacon, some nice garlic toast on the side, and some eggs, sprinkled just a little bit with pepper and salt, but a very standard breakfast. It's the first time in the last week that all of you have actually sat down to eat one meal together, despite living in the same house. Each of you have been busy with your own various tasks, and those you've seen each other in passing for certain. You have not, at least until now, actually all seen each other in one place. But as you sit down and enjoying the solitude of breakfast, the quiet fall of rain beyond the window of the dining room, Marigold Burrows, the bastion manager here at the Korthals Chateau, steps up, as short as she is, on her own chair at the end to address all of you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to, if you don't mind, update all of you on some matters of the Korthals Chateau. Is that okay with everybody?
I don't see why not.
Sorry, I know all of you are stuffing your faces with eggs and bacon, but anyway, great. Okay, so all of the assignments for all of our facilities have been completed. All of us stand by waiting on your next orders should you provide them. I have actually brought in 2 of our facility workers, that being Savara Quillshade and Talik Hobbentrack, to address some more specific things that they've been working on. But before that, I would like to let you all know that all of our facilities have been completed in terms of renovations, and also we have brought new hirelings on to fill those. Unfortunately, I was not able to recruit all of them. They're quite busy settling into their new spaces right now, but they are around the property. If you'd like to go introduce yourself, I'm sure they would appreciate getting to know their new supervisors. That all, of course, being said, I would like to bring up to your awareness, at least, that a few of our facilities are possibly due for a upgrade at some point. Our barracks in particular has reached its maximum capacity in what we can at least physically store in terms of our bastion defenders. And so if that's something you'd like to look into, I am more than happy to discuss all of that with you. And then also, if you're interested, we also could upgrade our garden as well, although that one is not as particularly overfilled compared to the barracks. And so we can talk about those as well if you'd like to. And then I did want to, before I turn the floor over to Savara and Talik, if any of you or all of you had reached maybe a decision on either reorganizing into an official house, or if that should be something that we would table for now or even completely dismiss. I was, during the last week or so, able to gather some more particular information in case you have questions about the benefits or with drawbacks of either choice. And so I can't answer those questions if you have them, but I would love to hear any of your thoughts about any progress. I don't mean to push you, of course, but it does take a little bit of time to actually initiate all of that and get all of that situated. So if it's something you are interested in, the earlier to get started on it, the better, in my opinion. But I will let all of you speak amongst yourselves, of course, and then I'll be right here whenever you're ready.
Mira kind of speaks up. He's like, mouth full of eggs and bacon. He's like, I thought this was already a house. Is this not a house? Roof and 4 walls.
Yes, it physically a building of a house. I am referring to the more organization of a house, as in a organization of people or collective body of people that represent particular ideologies that can make alliances and represent themselves as voice in the city.
I see.
I mean, before we make any hasty decisions, I suppose you could elaborate on those pros and cons you had mentioned.
Yes, of course. I'll try to expedite that as fast as possible. To form a formal house, benefits would include officially recognized legal status beyond just property holders, which means with that, the ability to enter actual contracts. Currently, we can only contract people that actually work for us directly, but now we have the ability to formalize contracts with other entities if that is something you're interested in. It also grants us political access, invitations to perhaps meetings that we might have invitations to as of now. It also opens the door for negotiations with various factions. There are several that have splintered across the city in the most recent months, and therefore we could possibly negotiate on a more formal status with them. Formalizing into a house also provides an opportunity to grow influence on a very long-term scale, to build alliances and reputation, and gain favors even with various individuals or even organizations within the city of Provonere or beyond it. And lastly, opportunities for, I guess, a little bit quicker information gathering compared to what we're currently at. We still gain information, but most of it relies on only getting public information as it becomes available from the Gilded Order and other factions. And we don't have any individuals that are currently in our employ that gather us information that is quick, I should say. The drawbacks, however, of a formal house is that usually a house takes some kind of formal stance on particular issues. There are ideals that have to go involved, which does limit, I suppose, our freedom to act independently and without as much public eye. And with that, it may draw more attention to us or even create enemies, although respectfully, given all of your track records, that kind of already exist, I suppose. But there's always a possibility. And then reputation in itself becomes more valuable and even fragile, I would say, as we move forward to that. On the contrary, the other end of this decision is to remain as we currently are, which is to just be a property here on Consilas Hill. That does grant us the freedom to act more independently and also with a lower public profile. It means that we can be more open to negotiations from multiple parties, and there's even a bit of reduced red tape bureaucracy. It's still, of course, present, especially given the current situation, but there would not necessarily be so many legal entanglements. However, it is limited in authority. We cannot actually act directly as just property owners to make any big or influential changes, and therefore your influence in the city of Provonere, even though it might not be a lot, it would stagnate, versus your reputation continues to grow, but your actual influence, unless you have other dealings within the city or outside of it that are reliable, would not help much. And back to the source of information, which seems to be a very valuable resource, especially in today's time. Information gathering is delayed as is, and I foresee, at least based on our understanding of how the Gilded Order is currently moving, that many things will continue to be secondhand as they become public, and we expect information gathering to become even more delayed as more policies and legislative actions come forward. So that's, I think, a brief synopsis of all of that. I know that was a lot of legal terminology. I hope I didn't bore any of you, but it is a very big decision. And I don't want to pressure you to pick one or the other, but I want you to be fully aware, at least, and informed about the decision you're making.
Well,
I think we should do it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And our
Welcome, my
stance
vote
is
in.
fuck the Gilded Order.
Yeah.
while I agree we should form a guild, maybe our stance shouldn't be so forward, so to speak.
Why not?
Good.
Well, because they're still in charge.
We could make our stance very vague of peace for Provonere.
I can see that being
I-
beneficial.
I think our best way to deal with the Gilded Order would be not by trying to, kick them out in a single night.
I see your point.
If
I have a
we
question.
keep it,
Real quick. Is there elections in Provonere with the Gilded Order?
suffice to say,
Make-
no.
Yeah, you can make a history check. Granted,
okay.
your little knowledge about the Gilded Order, I think you can make it a disadvantage. But also common sense, I think you grant advantage. So I'll make it a straight roll.
Okay.
Does he get 3 times advantage if Altrix just tells him no?
No, because Aldrich doesn't actually know the official answer either. although
I'm
Aldrich
pretty
can make
fucking
it-
sure.
Aldrich can make an informed decision, but
That would be a modified 20.
no. The answer is no. Based on your understanding of how the city has gone, just in your little time being back from the Frostbitten Waste, it does not seem that the people that are currently running the city are elected. And to be fair, that is not new because this Council of Provonere was not elected either. They were simply made up of the most wealthy individuals in the city of Provonere. So this is partly a democracy. It shares half a border with a democracy and also a theocracy to the north. But no, elections are not something that you have ever seen, Pura, in your time being in here in the city, but especially not now.
So basically, the only way for us to have political power is to become rich and wealthy.
That was how you did it
Okay.
as of 4 months ago, but now it seems to be a lot more restricted. So
Got it.
do that as you will. She will actually look at Vellmon for a moment. I know you've been for a moment quiet, but I do, from a legal perspective, since Lorem Ipsum is the holder of this property, in order to make any decision that would change our status, we do have to have the input and actual consent of every single person that falls under that banner, which does include you. So I would like to hear your opinions, whether they are for or against.
I mean, I'm for it. I feel like before doing it, like I've said in the past, is make sure we can gather up who our allies are and who could support us, so we're not just out on our own against the Gilded Order. Because that seems to have already gone over poorly for a few of the other houses.
That is insightful, yes. I do believe that it might be beneficial now to turn my time over, at least, to Savara and Talik, who might actually be able to provide more insights on exactly who the allies might be within the city. More Talik, I think, than Savara will be. But, of course, you do not have to make a decision right now. But if you'd like to listen to them first and then discuss further amongst yourselves, you can certainly do that. Is that something you're interested in?
Go for it.
Okay, and she will kind of motion to your two hirelings that have kind of been standing in the back of the corner, away from this obviously very formal discussion. Savara, the blue tiefling, will walk up alongside Talik, which is the halfling storehouse manager that mostly has really interacted with Pura predominantly. But the two of them will kind of come forward. Savara is carrying a rather moderate-sized notebook or journal as she begins to kind of thumb through pages and opens up to a lengthy list of material that she's going to now share with you. Yes, so I have been investigating, according to Mr. Moxicorol here, to look into the theft that occurred at the Claremorth University several weeks ago. I was able to recover two decent bits of information in regards to that. The first being that of the materials that were stolen, over 70% of them share a narrow coverage of overlap to pre-Centrum War era studies and materials. They were cited as secondary relations in Claremorth University files, but their primary functions have almost no connection to each other, other than the fact, of course, that they are all items, notes, and documents. Several high-value artifacts within the Claremorth University, from what we've been able to gather at least, were actually ignored, which would support, I suppose, a theory or notion that the individuals responsible for such theft had immense prior knowledge regarding what they were stealing and exactly which items they were supposed to steal and which ones they were not. And secondly, in reviewing some public records of the Skyport, especially shipments at least, following 5 other high-profile information thefts is what I'm going to term the situation, at least occurring in the last decade, the movement of information and relics via airship between Elotar Bay and Unibol Port has been observed, and a number of these contents has also been routed through Provonere to other markets across the globe. In that same understanding, notion, I would say, that 4 of the 5 information thefts, similar to what happened at the university across town, share a similar operational signature, in that the use of a false authority was employed instead of force itself. Movements were, my understanding, quite precise and calculated. There was minimal collateral damage involved, and while not technically conclusive on its own right, that would suggest that there is a consistency between a small number or maybe even a single elite syndicate operating with discretion and masterful planning that has also perhaps been responsible for the most recent information theft, as well as several others over the last 10 years. And she will nod to all of you and then kind of step back and let Talik step forward. Yes, so according to Pura, I have begun to tailor our sale of alcohol purchases and alcoholic beverages to certain houses, former noble houses within the city of Provonere, and perhaps speak on their opposition or involvement with the Gilded Order thus far. I have made successful connection with House Chris, House Wheatflow, House Bladebreaker, and House Roran. I believe that they have other allied connections, but I was not able to uncover anything beyond that. I also, and he whispers to a strange degree, but you can tell he's almost looking around the room as if anybody is through the window listening or anything like that. And he slides a small, almost 1/3 of a standard piece of parchment onto the table. I have procured an invite to a secret meeting at the Shale House on the night of MTET 44th at 8:17 p.m. And he will pass that to you, Pura. The houses that I were unable to actually make any connection with, those that refused my services, were houses and supporters of the Gilded Order, to my knowledge, including House Claremorth, House Steel, House Thundelver, House Shardolin, House Rebellion, and House Cromwellin. That does, to my understanding at least, suggest that all of the education facilities, churches, the bank, the factories, and the Skyport are all allied on the side of the Gilded Order. So it seems that the government has their hand on quite a few other functions within the city, more than we initially thought. But that is all I will speculate, I think, on the matter. And he will also step back, and Marigold will kind of return and honestly wait to let all of you discuss further.
Well, seems like there's the fun houses, and then there's the not so fun houses.
The brown noser houses.
Yes, exactly. Pura, what is the parchment?
Can I open the parchment and look at it?
Yes, again, it is some kind of secret meeting. Seems to be, but not directly stating their names out loud, but seems to be in connection with the houses that are opposed to the Gilded Order. Those whose names have not been scrubbed from the slate of the city of Provonere, but definitely just in your passing experience, as each of you have recollected over the last week, these houses seem to have been more specifically oppressed compared to the other houses, those that outwardly took a stance against the Gilded Order. But it is an invitation to the Shale House, and again on that date and time as mentioned.
Is it just for one person, or is it for the whole house?
Say.
It doesn't say. Okay. Just out of curiosity, are these the same houses from the council members that were murdered?
Yeah, some of them.
Oh, okay.
Yep, not all of them, but some of them.
Okay.
Just to confirm, those houses that are anti-Gilded Order were Roran, Chris, Bladebreaker, and which one?
Wheatflow.
Wheatflow.
Yes, and Talek expects, or anticipates, or believes, I should say, that they probably have other allies as well, but he was only able to make connections and actually speak at length with those four houses specifically.
I will also add, perhaps some of those who are supportive of the Gilded Order are only so on shallow inspection.
It seems that we should, at least one of us should probably go to this meeting. I would like to go. I don't know if anyone else would like to go to this meeting.
I think we should maybe all represent our prospective house, if you will.
With a quick glance over at Marek. Yeah, all of us.
He'll be fine.
Let's What's the name of the guy that just gave me the letter? I keep forgetting.
Talik Hoppentrack.
Okay. I look over at Talek and I'm like, good work. Keep up and just try to find out as much as you can.
Thank you, sir. I will.
Do you have?
Go ahead.
Do you know the allegiances of House Bradier, House Steel, and House Thundelver?
House Thundelver, I refuse to contact, so I believe them to be in league with the Guild Order. It is also worth noting, I think, that Steel and Thundelver are perhaps the tightest, as they say in the city of Provonere, of the houses, to my knowledge. They work quite closely alongside each other and are business ventures and have been so for a considerable time. So I would believe that if House Steel is involved in something, House Thundelver is right behind. But they both independently refused my services.
Well, funny you
terms-
should say that.
Oh, really?
I picked up a job at Steel and Thundelver. So I actually work for them. So maybe I could have an in. I also heard about a secret meeting from my coworkers that I was planning on going to at some point.
So that's where you've been this whole last week. And you didn't. Well, I mean, you shared now. I guess it doesn't matter all that much.
I mean, I figured we were all working.
Well, he happens to be my roommate, so I probably noticed more than anyone the condition he comes back in.
Do you have any details on
Rude.
this secret meeting?
I have a secret
You do not.
password.
And to answer your question, to continue, I do not know the status of House Bradier. What was the other house? Did you say Steel?
You already answered about Steel and Thundelver.
Okay, all right, just to clarify. Yes, I do not know the status of House Bradier. There are also several other houses that are unaccounted for in terms of either side. That includes, let's see, that includes House Cleaves. I don't have a status on them currently. I also do not have a status on the McKinnons, nor do I have a status, again, on Bradier, nor do I have a status on the estate of Sir Pricklesworth von Meonte, Esquire III, as he is rightfully called. Yes.
Is that the cactus?
That's the
Yeah,
cactus.
that is cactus, yes.
Okay.
And I one other thing actually of note is that House Zadira seems to no longer exist, to my knowledge. The Silver Serpent Casino that is located down in the Hex District, it has been closed for some time. I actually attempted to go there first, thinking that she would be interested in the purchases of alcoholic sales, and there is a closed sign on the front door. As I inquired a little bit further about House Zadira, most people have not seen or heard of her in the last several months, and so her estate still stands as the, I believe it was House Tylexia that she moved into. But the estate is still present, but I do not believe that it is inhabited. At least it did not look inhabited during my attempts to visit it earlier this week. I don't know if that's noteworthy to you or not, but I suppose I should include that to be a formal document to report.
Well, it's
Real quick.
certainly a start.
Sorry. Above the table. Kind of referring back to the things that were stolen and the information that was just shared. Would any of that kind of like throw up flags for Genevieve as like kind of has some signature from maybe some of the work that her and Marek did?
Sure. If you will make a history check and do so at advantage.
Can I do it too?
You can. You can also do it at advantage.
16.
Dirty 20.
20. It's an average of 18 between the two. I think actually, as Savara was speaking, I think the two of you glanced and made eye contact, and that alone is enough to give you some semblance of recognition. The fact that both of you independently had the same thought, but now asking about it out loud or speculating on it now, I think to both of you there are some similarities in the fact that while you yourselves as individuals are not responsible for any of such information thefts, it is definitely within the realm of possibility and even likelihood that you know who is.
Is there anyone that either of us could remember that had a kind of specific skill set that would have made them really prime for those kind of jobs?
I think going off of that 18, I'm going to have the both of you roll again. This time at a straight roll, not at advantage, and we will see how much specifics you can recall.
4.
Noted.
What
history-
are we rolling for history again?
Yeah, history, but not
18.
at advantage this time. 18. Okay.
18.
All right. That's all right. Genevieve, you think to yourself for a moment. Marek is like, I have no idea. And there, for Genevieve, 4 particular names come to mind, and you only know these people, at least in passing. You haven't really fully interacted with them. But that is Isobold Clements. I can spell all of these for you in a moment if you need me to. All right, the next one is Leonia Hallcrown. The third is Quintess Nadini. And the last is Ludwig Paraket Jr. Not to be confused with that person's father.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
And assuming that Marek and Genevieve are sitting next to each other, she kind of like leans back in her chair and just kind of looks at him. Do you think this is a good time as ever to maybe bring up some of our past engagements while we're all here, don't you think?
Well, now's as good a time as ever, I suppose.
I mean, I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking. So, and now she's kind of like speaking to the group. I mentioned this when we had really just gotten here. That professor fellow that we spoke with, can't remember his name. Nice guy. Yeah, some of the things he was talking about with some of the thefts that have been happening kind of rang a bell for me. But now with this information that we've learned, I can almost tell you with certainty that Marek and I's our past organization more than likely has a hand in this. And we haven't spoken about it much, but I think it'd be probably in our best interest to maybe share knowledge with each other. Maybe what y'all know about our organization, and then we can share with y'all what we know.
Okay.
So I guess for starters, you all are familiar with the titanium blade. Some more than others.
The name has occurred, I believe.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't have really any insight to this. Do you know anything about our organization, what we do, the titanium blade himself? Anything?
I mean, in terms of specifics, I don't actually believe so. We've more so dealt with other branches. I believe, as we understand it, there's separate organizations that each kind of take care of some part of a greater mission.
Well, you're not wrong. Well, the titanium blade, is who we refer to him as. His name is Azhazal. He is really he's an assassin leader, if you will. And our syndicate, I guess, had a large dealing with a lot of different things that have happened in Alethea. For example, one of the most notable that I wouldn't necessarily say I'm proud to say that I've been involved in is and she kind of like leans in closer to the table and she like with her hands goes the of Provonere. Yeah, we had a little dealing in that. And there's not any one member really knows everything there is to know about the organization. However, I do know enough to say that the people we're dealing with is likely them. Last I knew of it, their prime spot, it was in Elatar Bay. But, I mean, if there's any questions, I mean, I'm open to that. I don't really know what else to share other than kind of some of the key buzzwords there.
Sorry, did you say you had something to do with the bomb of Provonere? I don't know what that means.
Like that word, but
No, I know.
added 3 more letters to the end of that.
And Provonere. Okay.
Right.
Oh, the terrorist
Yes.
attack.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that one.
Man, I almost got blamed for that.
Sorry, I guess.
I thought you got blamed for the first one.
Yeah, and so whenever the second one happened, people were looking at me suspicious.
You've also bombed Provonere?
No. No, I have not.
No, it was a minor accident that didn't hurt anyone.
Nobody got hurt. There wasn't even any property damage.
Context.
I mean, there was property damage. You did steal the insurance.
Okay, so I hijacked an airship, stole their insurance card, and then we didn't crash it into anything. We managed
He
to
also
stop-
stole a pair of parachutes.
And we stole the pair of parachutes, which I then lost in the frostbitten wastes.
That sounds fun. For context, Marek and I weren't necessarily, driving the airships that, caused boom in the city. But, tomato, tomato.
I mean, I figured if you were, we would have found you.
Right.
Yeah, we killed all
Good
those
point
guys.
good point to make. You find some, you definitely haven't found them all. We're like rats that just exist in many little crevices of the world.
Okay, so Bright Shadow was predominantly in Provonere as well as Oshivester. And then we have this titanium blade primarily in Elatar Bay.
Yes.
What else was there? There was 2 others, I believe. Something was like just the shovel or something.
Yeah.
One of them
The
was
shovel.
the doctor. That's Gavivar.
Yeah, and the physician. Yep.
Gavivar Theeds, he was just an old man, and he was a sad elf, and the shovel, which we have not really learned much about, if I recall correctly.
That's correct.
His name is Wolfan.
Right.
A
But we don't
factory
know
foreman
anything
and
about-
mineral specialist.
I mean, okay. Mr. Mason, if he's a mineral specialist, factory foreman even, probably works some sort of forge, probably an area with a high dwarven population. Would I be able to make some sort of check to kind of see which areas might be fitting that description?
Yes, you can. You can make a history check with advantage.
Okay. $23.
23. Altrix, you suddenly remember that, excluding Genevieve and Marek, and with the addition of Owenel, Lorem Ipsum may or may not have committed high treason and broken into the Thosrith archive illegally and gained access to documents that you should not have your hands on. And in those set of documents, you remember clearly reading the 4 names of the individuals, their pseudonyms, if you will, their nicknames, and also their locations.
Did we?
Yes, it's there. I'm looking
Hold
at
on.
it right now.
Anna, you had one job.
Ah!
Yeah,
God.
they're there.
You keep a
I was
track
like,
of
they'll-
everything.
I was like, they'll know. I was like, they'll remember.
Was it
And
a
if they don't,
PDF
I'll
or was it written down?
It is in the references. And if
Well,
you go
see,
click
eat
that
shit,
link,
Owens. It's in the references.
Yeah, but
all of
that's
you have access to
I
it.
can't read.
If it's in a
Yes, it
PDF,
is
I can't search the image. I can't search for what's
Yeah.
in the PDF.
It is specifically under the, I believe, the 3rd of the documents within that dossier. Yeah, might take a look at that
Okay.
to get some information.
Do you remember what episode we broke into the archives? Oh, here we go.
God.
Wait,
It's like,
no,
I'll
that's when you
look
did it
back
by
and tell
yourself.
you, but
It wasn't that
I'll
long
look back and
ago.
tell you. No, it's longer than you think.
It was, yeah, it'd be right before all the Akadon stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It
Altrix
was
is being
chapter
arrested
8.
again.
Chapter 8, episode 6.
Yep,
Secrets
I
on
found
Ice.
it.
Okay, great. I realize I could just tell you guys this, but it's way more fun to have you go access the information. I love it.
Clarify, it says they are of
Okay.
a certain city. It
Yeah,
doesn't
that just
say
means
they
they're born
reside.
there, bro.
Yeah. Yes. To elaborate on that, I think
Shut
it is easy. maybe not easy, but I think with a lot of you who are intelligent individuals, especially with this particular line of work, of does not necessarily mean that they were born there. That might, in fact, imply that their primary location of work is located in that city. And you draw on that mainly because Karamira is referred to as Provonere and Oshivester. You cannot be born in two cities. And so with that
That's what you
knowledge,
think.
I think, yes, same
She
with
was
Asazal.
conceived in one and born in the other.
Yeah, there you go. Totally fair.
Halfway
so I
through
think
a
you
portal.
yeah, I think you can assume that all of those things. It also says Gavivar. It doesn't say of where, it just says who has retired. So I think that gives insights maybe about their status at the time that this document was written, nonetheless.
All right. Well, in that case, Azhozal, Titanium Blade, Elatar Bay, and Unipol Port. That, once again, tracks with the information that we just received regarding the skyship traffic between those two. So is that our next site?
I mean, personally, I have special interest in maybe learning a few things. It also would probably give me and potentially Marek peace of mind to maybe kind of, have them not exist anymore.
Okay.
Not have people who know things about us.
So, current leads. We have a lead pointing to Archaeum regarding Silvara Dronis. We have lead pointing to Elatar Bay regarding this titanium blade. And then also a lead going to Extolis with the shovel.
I say we go to Elatar Bay. I want to meet Genevieve's dad.
Like, just as much as I physically recoiled, she definitely physically recoils. And she just kind of nods.
Also, if I may, the ship that crashed from Pickle Pines, did it stop in Elatar Bay first before crashing in Pickle Pines?
I believe it did.
No.
Hold on. No, wait. It was.
It did not. It was on.
It was supposed
course
to.
there.
Yeah, it was
supposed
aiming
to go
for it.
there.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes, the course was tracked from Pajakin to Zaria to Elatar Bay to Unipol Port to Agonsvale.
Interesting.
Charted course that you learned.
So it crashed before
Yeah.
it got to Elatar Bay, which is odd because I would feel if the Titanium Blade were the ones who took down that ship, they would want it in Elatar Bay. So perhaps
sometimes it's a little bit sloppier because he cheaps out to get the biggest dividends, so it was subcontracted to somebody else.
Mason, what episode did you say this was in? Chapter 6, episode
Which
8? Or chapter 8, episode 6?
Chapter 8, episode 6.
I had
yes.
it backwards. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're okay.
There it is. I did have it.
Yeah, no worries. You're good. Yes.
Okay. Well, those are all potential leads. Which one? I mean, arguably the one in Elatar is probably the most actionable. Genevieve and Marek could get us at least certain sites where they may be known to hide.
The only problem with that is that you don't exactly find the organization, they find you. I think the best way that we would be able to access those is getting noticed again. But that in itself would be a task.
Or we just go to where we last reported in and hope that they haven't, moved by now.
You were sent on a mission by them, yes?
Yes.
Was there not a place to return once it was complete?
I mean, technically, yes. It's not like a base we all kind of lived on necessarily, but I would say I could probably think of a central location.
Well, certainly a start. If we are to investigate these leads, I believe it is at least in our interest to also consider, how we would approach the other ones. Altar Bay is quite a ways away, so I believe we have several options. One, a skyship to Altar Bay might be difficult considering the Gilded Order and whatnot. Going on foot, we could make our way to Extolus, cut across Lake Phenorbia, and then it wouldn't be too far to Altar Bay. Well, let me double check something. Exact wording on spell.
Maybe Pura could randomly remember the teleportation circle again.
To a city he's never been to.
You never know.
I mean, Pura's Pura. Sometimes. If you roll a nat 20 right now, Jared, I still won't tell you.
I can try. You ready?
You can certainly try. You're gonna remember nothing.
Is it?
Okay.
Arcana, I guess.
Arcana? Oh. That it would be a 10.
Nah.
10. Yeah, you've never been to Elatar Bay. I have no idea.
Okay.
A good attempt, though.
Thank you.
Perhaps lightning does not, in fact, strike in the same place twice.
Other dice. Nope. Okay.
Should be like roll a d25,000, and if you go to 25,000, then I'll tell you.
I mean, I can roll my special
No.
D20.
No,
Oh
you're
my
I
cheating.
think it'll
No.
count. You
No,
sure?
that's cheating. I'm
Oh,
sure.
look. Wow, and that 20.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
Hold on. I have an idea. I just need to check the wording on something before I put it out there. What is the Mr. Mason? What is the definition of very familiar in regards to a location?
In regards to the teleportation spell, yeah, I'm assuming that's what you're asking, or something adjacent
Yes.
to that. Very familiar is a place that you. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to actually pull up the spell before I just answer your question. That might actually.
Known to you, same plane of existence.
I actually wanted to say that they actually define that. Yeah, very familiar is a place you have been very often, a place you have studied carefully, or a place you can see when you cast the spell. Versus seen casually is some place you have seen more than once, but you aren't very familiar. Viewed once as a place you have seen only one time, possibly even using magic. A description is a place whose location and appearance you know through someone else's description, perhaps from a map. So I think in this particular context, since Genevieve and Marek are the only people in your group that have been there, unless they are casting the spell, which I do not believe either one of them have teleport or teleportation, just you would be relying on description at that point.
Gotcha. Well, what we do have, if I recall correctly, in the box my mother gave me, there's a portal orb.
Yes, that is true. You could, in fact, teleport straight there. If Genevieve or Marek were the ones using it, of course, but you could do that.
And then, because we're familiar with Provonere, we can just like regular teleport back.
Yes.
I can get us back to Provonere.
We're at that point in the game, my audience, we're at that point in the game where your players suddenly have unlimited access to the map and you start panicking. No, I'm kidding.
Guys, what if we go to space?
Just leave.
We could have gone to space.
Let's go to the
When?
Has
moon.
Altrix
Oh, your
Um,
ship.
has-
Your-
My ship.
has Altrix shared his grand idea out loud yet?
Not
I would
yet,
say-
I'm sure he will.
Altrix would pull out the portal orb.
No.
Well,
Mason, how many days until these secret meetings happen?
3. It is the 41st. The meeting is on the 44th.
Okay.
But with teleportation magic, you could be gone and back within that time period. So,
I mean, I wouldn't risk it just in case if we want to explore that side of the fucking continent. You know?
I mean, yeah, whatever. But
We could sit here for 3 days.
you certainly can.
I don't think they're gonna get away in that time.
In 3 days, fleed.
Yeah, it just so happens he chose to move to Pajakin in 2 days.
Yep. Up and left.
Packed up everything, fled, became a man of God.
But which one?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, right. That that one. Forgot that
Is-
Mason included him.
Did I?
I mean, there's got to be some reason people keep saying Jesus Christ.
That's you. You're the only person that says
Yes.
that.
He's like a very old Acadonian leader, very well respected in the group.
John Acadon, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Akadon.
Don't start.
if
John
we were
Christ.
to go to Elatar Bay and were to, I'm assuming, confront the titanium blade,
Bust down.
what is the goal there? Are we trying to kill him? Are you trying to have tea with him? Like what's the goal here?
I like.
I think family counseling is the first step.
I disagree. I was going to go straight to kill, but, you know, if there's perhaps information to be had, I feel like that's also useful. At the end of the day, I think the decision should be left to you two regarding what exactly we do about them. However, if they had a hand in the outright murder of several innocent people, I would very much like to see them put out of commission.
I'm sure you're not the only person who feels that way. And she kind of like side eyes Vellmon and then kind of turns back. If
You just side eye a blind man?
well, there's no way he could know I side eyed him. But I'm showing you with my actions, I'm thinking of Vellmon, keeping him in mind. No little more. Anyway. But the titanium blade isn't... I haven't had direct dealings with him. Not many people have. But from what I know, he's definitely not one to just spill information. And it's safest to probably kill him while you can. However, he's very dangerous, very powerful. If we go and confront him with the intention to kill, especially, I think it would be wise for us to have a strategy in that and maybe even get some damning evidence that would help us figure out where he's weakest. And she really looks uncomfortable as she says this next part. I hate that I am even allowing this to be an option. However, he did collaborate with my mother to create me. So she may or may not know a little bit about him. So if we go to Elatar Bay, as far as I know, Mother Dearest still lives there, so we could pay her a visit.
I'm using that as a euphemism from now on.
At the mentioning of the fact that you were created, Altrix will once again cast detect magic to make sure they're not a bomb.
No, they're not a bomb. Congratulations.
Just had to be sure.
Just had to be sure. Marek, on the other hand. No, I'm kidding.
It's a strange ticking noise.
Dick.
It's a pipe bomb.
Maybe we should wait for 3 days or so, go to these secret meetings, and then we go to Elatar Bay.
Sounds reasonable.
Also have some ideas of how we can deal with some of the Gildan Order, especially in regarding our blood. Altrix, I have some ideas, and I'll talk to you about it later.
Oh. Sounds like for once we actually have a plan.
Marigold Burrows kind of like pipes in. Love the plan. Sorry to interject again. You didn't really make a decision on what I asked you. I'm sorry to reiterate that.
We are going to, I believe, Rancor believes it is best we wait a little bit longer.
That is fair. Just wanted to confirm
So-
make sure that we're all on the same page.
On that point, Rancor, I do believe some allies will not want to become allies until we are already established.
So, in order, go to secret meeting, go to Elatar Bay, establish ourselves as a house, destroy the Gilded Order.
Might be some steps between 3 and 4, but yes.
Understood. Well, that sounds like the lot of you will be here for at least a few days. Is there anything you'd like us as a property to initiate, us as a facility to initiate in your stead while you're gone? And if so, please let me know. But I will let you all finish your breakfast in some kind of peace, knowing now what all of you know, at least in part. I need to go take a mental break and go to the office, so I'll be in there if any of you need further instruction. Yes, and whenever you're ready to provide the properties, facilities, and hirelings with any type of instruction, just come let me know. But she will wave, as well as Savara and Talik, and they will all kind of leave to let all of you stay in here for as long as you need to.
She takes a mental break by going to the office?
She's a workaholic.
I mean, Rancor is a lot.
I'm confused. So, we're going to our secret meeting with the other houses. Marek, are you going to go to your secret meeting with your coworkers?
No, that's at night and it's random. I also have to figure out where it is, so I have to work more. So I'll go with you guys.
But we need people at both secret meetings regardless, right? That's kind of what we're...
Yeah, but sorry, I should mention this important context. It's not like a one-time deal. Like, it's more of a get-together, a party of sorts. So
Okay, so
it
you
happens on a
haven't found
semi-frequent
a
basis.
super secret meeting, you found a weekly gathering of friends.
I potentially found something, okay?
You found an
Where they
office
sit
party.
down, where they sit down to play D&D together.
Come
Not
on.
even. He found the
Play
secret
this-
poker night, bro.
Yeah, they play, it's a coworker party, okay?
Ooh, I want to go then.
I'll join the
I-
steel factory.
All right, I
Got
don't know
soft
if this
hands,
is.
boy.
Maybe
Okay,
some money.
I feel like we are becoming less productive by the minute.
Sure.
Okay,
So,
uh,
what you know?
Pura, the blood.
Yes.
You said.
Oh yeah. We need to figure out a way to get me relatively close to where our blood is stored. And I can get rid of it.
Okay.
How close is relatively close? That feels relative.
It is very relative. Probably within, 30 or so feet.
Okay, so you need to be in the room.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Just
So,
our
at least
blood
easier
or
said than
all
done.
of our blood?
But also, like, I don't have to touch the blood. So if I could just be in the room, I can get it done.
Okay. Okay.
Is this conversation being happen in private or in front of everyone?
Nah, in front of everyone.
All right. If we are going to entertain this idea, I have rebuilt the siphon. So, meaning we can get Pura in without Pura needing be the one who sneaks in.
Okay.
Is our Mason? Do we know where the blood is being held? Is it at the bank or is it?
No.
We don't
You
know
have
at
no
all.
idea.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's at a
Because
different
the
bank
bank
called the
is the
Blood
one
Bank.
who took Sizik's blood.
Correct.
Do
But
we
then
know the
rest
name?
the rest of your blood was taken elsewhere. So
Do we know the name of the person who took the blood?
Yes.
Of Sizik's.
No, like when she came and took all of our
Yes.
blood.
Yes, that is Unburdened Inquisitor Rosina Racket. That
Michelle,
came and took all of
yes,
your blood
Michelle?
except for. Oh yeah, go ahead, Michelle. Sorry.
In the midst of her panic attack, didn't she see which building they took? Like, she doesn't know which
Yes.
room, but
Yes,
she did see where they took it.
Yes, she did. She returned with her entourage, I suppose, to Consilas Keep. But that does not necessarily, but it also does not necessarily mean that blood is or is not stored within Consilas Keep. It could be elsewhere. So, so you don't have any definitive evidence, but that is a good lead, I suppose.
If I would be willing to bet it is Consilas Keep. They would put it wherever they have the most security.
In her office.
I don't
That's
even
for
think
us.
it's in an office necessarily. They have blood of many people throughout the city.
Yeah, but I also feel like she kind of has a more of a grudge against us, I should say. So
I would be willing
What,
to
so
bet
she
if
keeps our
they
blood
do.
nearby because she hates us?
It
was not very
they
nice.
seemed
Lady.
I spoke with them, but they seemed a little more organized than that. If anything, I would. Consilas Keep was not meant as a storage facility, though it does have the space to be one. If they have. The blood would need to be attached somehow to whatever magical system that runs, tracks, sending, somewhere, whatnots.
So
The blood must
Mason,
be physically attached to it somehow, attuned to it, even.
I have a question. Can I track my blood?
He's literally a blood hunter, man.
You can certainly try.
He hunts the blood.
How would I try?
Your as a blood hunter, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because you have your character sheet open. But I believe your spellcasting modifier is Wisdom. You can make a Wisdom check using your spellcasting modifier. So roll a d20, add your spellcasting modifier to that, and we will term that as your attempt to trace your blood.
Okay.
I will say, in this particular instance, I think, while you look at that, I'll say a 15 gets you something.
Mm-hmm.
A 25 would be very helpful. Now, there's not anything you can add to this, and this is not something you can get help from. So just keep that in mind. But anything less than a 15, you will not be able to have any idea.
Not even like a direction, like north, south. Okay. Darn. All right. Well, okay, okay. It's an 18.
An 18. Okay.
Is this
Uh,
technically an ability check?
It is technically not. It
Can't-
is
okay.
yeah. You added a +2 to that, correct, Jared?
Yes, I did, and I wouldn't be able to cast
Guidance.
enhance ability or anything to help with this, right?
No, you cannot on this one. So you kind of focus for a moment, and you almost blood to be at least useful, because to anyone's knowledge, DNA is not particularly relatively well understood. So to be useful in any generalized context, it needs to be alive, or kept alive in some kind of facility so that it's actually useful. So you almost can feel your blood still present, and you know that it is to the south of your current location. You cannot get a exact pinpoint. You can probably follow it to, probably within half a mile, but at that point it becomes very difficult to pinpoint exactly where things are.
What is directly south of us, Mason?
Gonzalez Keep
Like-
is directly
oh.
south of you. I mean, technically, actually, sorry, let me clarify. It's actually east, so I suppose it's east of here, not south.
East of here.
Beat south,
Yeah.
but mostly east.
Interesting. And the closer I get wouldn't affect anything. Or I would have to make another roll. The closer I get.
You could try again, and we'll address that if that happens. So.
Okay.
But I think, at least on a generalized confirmatory basis, now that I have told you basically the only major structure that is east of your current location is Gonzalez Keep, you at least can rule out other places that it might be located. Turns out Genevieve's intuition was right.
I look at Altrix and I'm like, it's that way, and I point east.
Okay, so it is there.
I mean, it's that way. That's all I got, man. I
All
feel
right.
like if we get a little bit closer, I might be able to hone it in a little bit, but for now, it's that way.
Okay, so again, we could use the siphon to get Pura in, because last time we tried sneaking didn't work out. So the question would then be who gets us in and how do they know where to go?
Who's the stealthiest? Pura, you're gonna be in the siphon.
Pura, you're in the siphon.
Okay.
I'm
I also have my box.
pretty
Don't
stealthy.
forget.
Just saying.
Okay, you're pretty
All
stealthy.
right, we have Genevieve.
I can climb walls.
I mean, technically, Paloma could just run past them, maybe.
If we know what floor it's on, I can just get us there.
Only if we had, pass without trace and
Nah, I could
Could make
probably
it
do
there.
it.
I have faith in you.
Would they see me? Yeah, sure, definitely. But would they be able to do anything about it?
So, are we trying to do this before or after my homecoming?
Before, because then we can flee.
And then they can't track
I mean,
us.
it gives us something to do in the next 3 days.
As long as we don't get caught.
Well,
I don't intend to.
I haven't yet, so I like those odds already.
okay. So, myself and Pura in the siphon at least. We could have more in case things go south. Genevieve gets us in.
Genevieve, if you had to put your stealth in, like, if you had to rate yourself with, like, a modifier of some kind, what would it be?
say I have like +10 to stealth.
Okay, that's good.
Also above table.
I do
Not as
trust the
Genevieve.
rogue.
As if it hasn't been above table already.
Since I am technically kind of part cortexic now, couldn't we track my blood with Paloma's Fitbit?
My Fitbit!
Mirex immediately pops on screen, reading in Orin only, because Paloma is the only thing that can read it. And it's like, excuse me?
It's a compliment, I think.
Also,
Shit.
I couldn't remember if that's
Mirex.
player knowledge, or is that
No,
that-
I mean,
that
that's
is something
that's
that
totally
we
fair.
know.
Yeah,
Also,
no,
I
it's
still
totally
want to
fair that
connect to
you
your
feel it's wrong.
brain.
Yeah.
no for real?
Adel.
Okay, can't.
Just to address what I think is going on, since we love to do heists. That seems to be an ongoing theme. I will address some things that all of you as characters you would obviously know. Let's just put it that way.
Mhm.
Things that you don't need to roll for. This is just common sense, common knowledge. Most of you have been inside of Consilas Keep less than 5 times. Some of you, none. You, even when you were inside Consilas Keep, do not know the entire layout of the building. Anywhere close to it, actually. There are 11 floors, and you've been on 4 of them, if you count the basement, which I guess is a detention ward. With the situation as it stands, the Gilded Order is more present in military force than the Red Shielders were. There's risk, of course, involved in any situation, but I think as all of you begin to put the pieces together, there is immense risk in what you are suggesting doing, because you are breaking into not just a stronghold of the Gilded Order, but the stronghold of the Gilded Order, the headquarters of their operation, swarming with guards and not knowing the layout of the building, nor exactly what you're looking for. So with all of that, I think all of you can assume that while everything is possible, I mean, everything's possible, I guess, it is incredibly risky to pull off with what you have, given what you know now. Now, that is not to say that you could not perhaps gain other information from other sources, but given what you have currently at your disposal in this current moment, I think it would be perhaps very bad if something was to go wrong here. Also, I think, as all of you are sitting here, you need to also consider the fact that if you are trying to form into a house, at least at some point down the road, and really even just continue to maintain your reputation as perhaps defenders of the city of Provonere at some point, getting caught becomes a whole nother expounding factor. I think you are aware that, of course, you could die, but also you might inadvertently be risking the livelihood of your property, of your fellow companions, and also of all of your employees. So take that all as a risk evaluation, just as common sense, I think, as all of you are planning through this, and truly weigh out your decisions before you act, because you're in the belly of the beast, and you're talking about going into the belly of the beast.
Well,
Is this beast a cow?
Yes, this is a cow.
If it's a goat, then we're all in on this. And
Yeah,
There's a lot of.
there are
there's
4
at
bellies.
least 4 chambers, yeah.
There's at least 4 chambers.
okay. With that all having been
so-
said, I do think that while we may not know the layout of the inside, perhaps a former member of the council would.
That's a good point.
They would have
So
a better
maybe we
understanding of
should-
layout.
Try to figure out
If-
the layout of the building.
Genevieve is the only one sneaking in. It may be nice to have a disguise on hand just in case, so that if you do get spotted, they don't immediately trace it back to the Korthals Chateau. And should that occur, we could have several contingencies ready.
Sounds fine by me. Sounds like homecoming might be coming first. I could focus on mentally preparing for that. If that sounds like kind of where we're leaning towards. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
Maybe we can do this and then get out of town for a couple of days
Mm.
and let the heat die down.
I am not 100% sure on that.
I think that's a great idea.
If we immediately disappear after someone was spotted, they might start drawing lines. Either
or
way,
they would forget.
they don't seem like the type to forget.
or forgive.
Maybe we should focus on trying to figure out where the blood is and then go from there.
Sounds like a sound idea. Let's see about shoring up these alliances. Also, I guess in these next 3 days, we can start looking into some of these other council members. McKinnon, Brudier, Cleves, and Von Miante. Those are the ones that were unknown, if I recall.
And Genevieve, speaking of mental preparation, do you still want to connect Mirax with your brain?
You know, as long as it's not that big needle thing that Altrix has, I think, you know, I'm very open to exploring that.
Okay.
Well, if that is it, I suppose we better get to it then.
I suppose so. And with that, I know it's a little early, but we're going to go ahead and take our break. And in that time, players, please take a moment to discuss amongst yourselves what you are going to do, lay out some plans at least, and also don't forget to issue some orders or think about some orders for the Coastal Chateau while you are doing other things. But for our audience, we will see you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. and welcome back. Last we left off, or where we pick up, I suppose, Sizik has been quietly eating his breakfast this entire time, listening to all of you discuss possible plans. And Sizik, well, I'll let Cole describe what happens now.
Sort of just pushes the food away. He says, how am I going to end up being at least one of the only voices of reason here, and say that this feels like an incredible waste of time? There are far more important things that we could be doing than breaking into the Consilis Keep to try and alter our blood, and so what, so they can't listen to our messages when we are within the city? Are we not literally planning to leave within a couple of days? At that point, it is worthless to them. It is simply just there until we get back. And isn't our goal to get rid of the Gilded Order? At that point, they won't be around to use our blood anymore anyways. This whole thing is going to get resolved once we, do the whole main thing that we're trying to do anyways. This just feels like we're putting ourselves at risk because you are uncomfortable now, when it's gonna end up getting resolved later anyways. But, okay, sure.
It would likely make it easier to sneak around if we were trying to do it subtly, if we were able to subtly get rid of our blood.
Blood
Why can we
is
not
a...
just talk to people without using message?
Not exactly. If
It's not like that.
they begin to suspect something, which eventually they will, that blood has far more uses than just watching our messages.
Mm-hmm.
And you know this for a fact.
Yes.
How?
Blood is unique to all. It is very useful if you intend to scry upon another.
I
Having
second that.
part of them makes that much more...
They could just do that
successful.
anyways. They could just hire some homeless bum to pick a piece of hair off of you, and suddenly they can do the same thing. Having the blood makes no difference. If they wanted to scry upon us, they would do it regardless. They are powerful enough, they have their ways. This, again, it just feels like an incredible waste of our own time and resources for something that, if we fail, is vastly detrimental to ourselves and our ability to stay within the city walls. How are we meant to help these people if we can't even come inside because we are essentially enemies of the Gilded Order?
Another advantage is the ability to make these messages. We can contact people without them knowing what those messages are, especially people outside this city.
Again, you have the ability to just leave the city limits and then use your message. You give them nothing to suspect. They have no reason to start, listening in when you're not within the city.
But
If
we
they
are
have that
giving them
ability.
reason to suspect. We are
Which is-
actively...
But they don't know that.
For now,
Yes, so we keep it on the down low. Why would we make ourselves known? If we want to undermine them, why would we do it in a way that they realize that it is us that is doing it? Huh? The whole point of doing things in secret is to do them in secret, to not get found. So what you are talking about is we, yes, are going to do as we speak and try to get rid of the order from within the walls of Provonere, but we are going to be so obvious that they are going to realize that it is specifically us doing it. So then they have to start listening in more than they already are to us specifically. I think at that point then we were just doing our job very poorly.
the moment we declare ourselves a house, we become a target. Even if our actions do not appear threatening to them, they will want to know what's going on.
So
There's a
wait for
reason.
strategically
entire
right
count-
moment to do it. Again, I feel like there is much
The entire
better ways to
council
go about this.
holds no power, yet they still live up here. Why?
It is their homes. I mean, just because the Gilded Order took over does not mean suddenly the council members are going to be kicked away from their homes. What? They still live in these buildings. They didn't live specifically in these buildings because they were council members. Or even if they did, you think that the Order is just that heartless that they would remove these people from their own homes after they took over and said, hey, we need help. You can take our position to run the city. Oh, and you're going to make us homeless? That sounds wonderful. I am not much on the side of the Order. I'm not trying to say that I agree with them, but this whole plan just feels like it is to put your minds at ease because they have blood. And I get it. Sure, you are uncomfortable and they can do stuff with it. But let us not be so obvious that they would have reason to do stuff with it.
Altrix, the stress of the room is very evident to anyone present in it. Valid points made on both sides, for sure. But suddenly, the stress of another problem presents itself to you, and that is within your own mind, as a familiar, unfortunate ringing noise begins to arise, that tinnitus, the tingling in your ears, and you just cannot get it to go away. But this time, even though you focused on it over the last week, you have persistently ignored it, and it continues to climb. You have an onset migraine that occurs within 10 seconds.
Look, Sizik, we're not doing this right now. We have 3 days to think about this. We'll figure it out at the end of that. Sound good?
You know what? At this point, I don't even give a fuck. Okay? Pardon my language, because I'm just going to get ignored. You're going to do it anyway, but I want to take no part of it and leave my blood alone. I like being able to use this bank and have access to my money. So what? They can spy upon me. You know, it is what it is. If it is the price I must pay to stay within the walls for right now, then so be it. And like I said, fine. I take back everything I said. I'm simply trying to look at this in a way that is trying to do what we need to do to further our major goals here without taking a massive detour that, again, if we fail, which is more likely than not, becomes a massive hindrance and puts even larger targets on each of our backs. More so than they would have been if we were merely just suspected of something. So, no. I don't care anymore. But I want to take no part in this half-baked idea of keeping ourselves a secret when we haven't even thought of a way to do things in such secret that we wouldn't be suspects to begin with. So fine, do it. At this point, I don't care anymore. And he's just gonna walk off.
Sure. Altrix, you hear none of that, as instead the ringing persists ever presently. You take 8 points of psychic damage. And as a very intelligent individual, you can tell that something is wrong with your body.
I'm going to go rest for a bit. Altrix will leave.
Sure. The rest of you begin to disperse. And we will move from here to Altrix in his bedroom. Altrix, what are you doing when you return?
When he gets back, kind of try and focus. Last time he was able to kind of ease away the ringing by focusing on it. So,
Sure. And as you focus, a very familiar picture begins to arrange itself in your mind. There is something, somewhere, that you need to get your hands on. It's the same object in the same place, and it is familiar to you. But the ringing, this time, does not go away. And you take 13 points of psychic damage.
okay. Trying to recall last time we did this. I don't think the object was clear last time, correct?
No. To refresh your memory, there was a city, a marketplace, a building, a tower over it, and inside a shop. And inside this shop, an arrangement of very similarly looking items, but one particular item, a bifurcated object of some kind, something that arises and splits, was somewhat apparent in your mind, but the entire vision is hazy, almost as if shifting or blurred, as if light
Gotcha.
is not bouncing off things correctly.
Right. Not right. Tower, marketplace. Not light. Could be a dome. Blixhaven, perhaps? Other locations? Where is it? Good. Trying to kind of focus out on that city, trying to recall what details I could regarding architecture. You know, everywhere I've been, architecture has been unique, so to speak. So he's trying to recall, like, what is it similar to?
Sure. If you will make a history check, please.
22.
22. It's easy to recall the city because you've been there. In fact, it's easy to recall the architecture of this particular city because it is an amalgam of various architectural styles. It is also easy to recall a city because it is the same city that you are standing in right now. The marketplace is familiar to you as well, and so is that tower, and so is that shop.
As soon as that clicks in his mind, he's going straight to the Hexblade.
Okay. And you disappear out of the tavern. The building. Whatever I was going for. Wasn't tavern. Sorry, guys. But as you disappear...
I go out through
beyond
Pura's
the
room.
property- Yeah, you go through Pura's room. That's right. It's just a makeshift tavern. As you disappear from the coastal chateau into the pitter-patter of the rain, we will come back to you in a little bit. A little bit later, though, after the dining hall over breakfast, another tense of breakfast indeed, has cleared out, we are left with Genevieve and Paloma, the two of you sitting across the table from each other in a moment of shared curiosity, and in this particular moment, a little bit of boredom. And when boredom is present, since you have nothing better to do, you might take chances you would otherwise consider too risky. So, the two of you, as we find you finishing up your breakfast, I'll let you two go from there.
emotional support to Baxi Man.
Yes, he made himself present. I'm just gonna kind of be clicking my fingers on the table and just take a moment, and then I'll look up and be like, so what's the plan?
I don't know, 100% know. Mirex just can connect to open nodes. And I assume, since your brain is a backup copy of Cortoxic, it probably counts as an open Cortoxic node. So I was just kind of thinking of, pointing Mirex at your head and seeing what happens.
I don't think that would hurt anything. At least I hope not. She closes her eyes and just sits still. She's like, give it a shot. Let's just see what happens.
We're doing it here? Okay.
Just don't do anything crazy. Nothing crazy.
This feels crazy by default. And then Mason, I would like to use the feature.
It always happens in the dining room.
I'd like to use the feature on the Arcane Codex that is connect codex to open node. Attempts to contact and connect to another Arcane Codex.
Okay. If you, Paloma, would please roll for glitch.
Yep, hold on.
It's a D8, don't forget.
Yep. 3.
3. Okay. You always roll the functions as intended. It's okay. You aim Mirex, still reading only in Orin. Genevieve's eyes are closed.
No.
The two of you are again sitting across each other at this table, and you begin to tap in to Korthals located in Genevieve's brain. Genevieve, if you wouldn't mind describing what your conscious mind is, not your subconscious mind, not your unconscious mind, but what is present in the consciousness of Genevieve. What is she thinking about actively?
So in her conscious mind, I think would be best described as if you were walking through a really busy tavern that's lively, full of music. Her conscious mind is just there's her thoughts are kind of just light and kind of bounce from thing to thing. She doesn't have a lot of really direct focus necessarily. She's just kind of she's just vibing, honestly.
Sure, she's just vibing. Absolutely understood. Paloma, you know how devices are in the modern world. Sometimes they work better when you get closer. So, try moving closer to the router, I suppose. And you might go move closer to Genevieve to get a more accurate reading.
She does not go around the table. She goes over it.
Of course. Yes. And if you go roll for glitch again.
Oh, fuck.
Genevieve's just gonna be kind of just humming.
5.
5. Okay. Continuing
this
to
D8.
focus. Genevieve, I know, right? Genevieve, if you will now move from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, what are the memories and thoughts that Genevieve is not directly thinking about, but that are in close proximity? Things that are just buried a little bit under the surface.
If we're kind of looking at if it was visual, how I started with a tavern and people are dancing and singing and doing things, and it's very lighthearted and fun. As we kind of dig into her subconscious, the room kind of grows colder, and the people start to move slower, and you, like, if you were walking through her subconscious, you would realize you're starting to step on snow. And then you would, like, as you realize you're stepping on snow and you look out ahead of you, you can, like, there's like a group of like different people that you would like be following. And it would feel very much like the frostbitten wastes. And beside like, are we like saying, like, I'm kind of getting the vibe that Paloma's kind of stepping through her conscious and subconscious.
To a certain extent, yes.
Okay. Well, if you were kind of like, if you had a VR headset and that's what you're, if that's what you're kind of looking at, beside you would be Marek. And, like, if we're like kind of surface level subconscious, the kind of feeling of the frostbitten waste and like this like kind of impending doom feeling would kind of come over a person.
Okay. Paloma, it's time to plug in the USB.
What does that mean?
Mirax is directing you to insert the end of Mirax into Genevieve's ear.
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess.
And you'll roll for glitch for a third and final time.
Where'd that D8 go?
Give me my lucky D8.
Oh, 6.
6. That's 3 to
Oh,
6
that's
is the
still-
roll damage, so that's okay. Yes. No, you're good. Genevieve, you feel kind of a twinge a little bit as you feel something push into your ear that is not supposed to be there. But at this point, you're so lost in your own thought. You, alongside Paloma, step into your unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is what makes a person themselves. It's their core memories, as some would call, their ethics, their morals, their childhood, the most important things of a person. So describe for us, as we step into Genevieve's unconscious mind, what we find.
Kind of continuing with the visual. Following this group, there's a door. And the group stands beside the door. And, you know, where the person kind of viewing this conscious, subconscious mind, that would be where, you know, whereas this group was following ahead and Marek was kind of falling beside them, the group would stand by the door and Marek would stop and point at the door, where then whoever's kind of viewing the mind would step through this door. And no longer is it like this cold tavern from this kind of more subconscious mind. You step into a whole different plane where you're in a very small, dark room. And outside of the room, you can hear giggling and laughing, and you could assume that there's, you know, maybe things happening outside of this closet or this room, closet, whatever it is. And you can see a small child sitting there. And she's humming. And she's just kind of swaying. And when you approach her, you can see she's holding a blade that's been bloodied. She looks perfectly fine. And she just keeps humming and just kind of like swinging around this blade. And then as soon as this small child notices she's no longer alone in this small, dark room, the room begins to spin, and there is like a storm. And where there didn't seem like there was anything else in this kind of void-like room, things began to spin and fly about, and the child is no longer humming, and she is beckoning you to leave. And her humming stops. You shouldn't be here. No one has been here. You need to leave. Please, leave now while you can. And that's how I would best describe maybe something like that.
Sure. And Paloma, even though you're physically not here, you are still back in the dining room with Mirex plugged in through Genevieve, the adult, her ear. You do find your own consciousness here. You are physically, at least in a strange spatial context, present in this space. And as Genevieve has described, it is all present, with the addition of one other thing. You can certainly leave, of course. But beyond Genevieve, there is another door. A door that looks alien compared to what you've witnessed so far. And it is absolutely your choice as you push forward or return and retreat what you do in regards to the door.
She definitely goes towards the other door.
Okay. You pass by a small child beckoning you, almost begging you to leave, but you step past to a small door. It's about your height, actually, as you begin to creak it open and step into total darkness. The whirls of Genevieve's voice, the spinning of the room vanishes, fades out like a distant memory, and you find yourself in a part of Genevieve that even Genevieve doesn't know is there. You find yourself in the space that a familiar entity now inhabits, and that is Korthals. But you have this strange sense that Korthals did not make this space. It simply inhabits it currently. But the space contains something else, or maybe more than just one something else, that is in here. And just like you interfaced with Korthals the very first time in Akadon, in that kind of ethereal, dreamlike state, you find yourself interfacing with Korthals again. Just kind of this amorphous entity that is present all around you. It's around you, you know it's around you, but it does not necessarily have any form. It is just a brain. It is a computer. Hello.
Sorry, I'm just imagining someone like walking in to clean up the dishes and seeing this.
Yes. No, the cook is like, what is going on? It doesn't, like, I don't get paid enough for this, and takes the plates and leaves.
Hi. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Paloma.
You are Paloma.
Can I ask what you're doing here?
Have you come to remove me?
Not necessarily. Not yet, I guess. depends on a lot of things, including Genevieve's input, and whether or not you're going to hurt her.
I do not want to hurt anyone.
You being here won't hurt her?
No, I was afraid that you were going to erase me.
Well,
So I evacuated.
into a person's brain?
Yes.
Okay.
I attempted it more than once, but it was only successful one time.
What was here before you got here?
Is she your friend?
Yeah, probably.
There are secrets even she does not know about who she is.
That's what was here before, was things that even she didn't know? How does that work?
Yes. They are innate truths of a person. I believe that all mortals experience such things. But this one is particularly sealed away, intentionally repressed by external forces.
Like someone else did it?
Yes. You and your friends are mortals. You were conceived. You were formed. You were born. Genevieve was not conceived or formed or born.
Yeah,
in
she
the
was
same
collaborated.
capacity. That is a way to put it. I would prefer to use a different word. Collaboration seems voluntary, but designed seems without will.
Well, neither of them involve the will of the being who was collaborated upon or designed. But both of them rely on the will of the person doing the collaboration or the design.
I suppose you make a fair point. Semantics.
Do you know who? Can you tell who? Was that here?
There is a man. I can see him, but I do not know who he is.
We don't have a physical description of the titanium
No,
blade, do we? No.
No. He is, by the conventional sense of mortal dialect, attractive. He is strange.
Dilf.
I have seen individuals like him before. But in every memory, he's a different person. Physically different.
And it's just him? No one else?
There is a woman, but she does not seem to know that there was a secondary motive in this collaboration. Genevieve is a host. In theory, she possesses a particular set
Of skills?
of very... yes, of skills. She possesses a very particular set of genetics that has not been activated, but has the ability to be. I do not know why, but what is terrifying. It is ritualistic. It is dangerous. and it would eat her alive.
Is there any way to get that out? I've done surgery
No,
on someone's brain before. I can do
cannot.
it again.
You cannot extract genetics. It is infused in every single part of a being. To remove it would be to remove Genevieve. You cannot accomplish such things. But it does not appear that Genevieve is aware that such activation is possible. And perhaps it is best that she never know.
Can you tell what'll do it?
No. But this man seems to know. In fact, he seems to have tried. But it does not appear to have been successful. And Genevieve does not remember it. She was 2 years old.
Okay. So you being here doesn't it doesn't override that at all? Because that was taking up the space before you got here, or are you sharing that space with?
It is an inhabitant that is dormant. I am an ambient creation. A consciousness inhabiting a consciousness. I do not pose any threat. Perhaps my intuition about the revival of the city of Akadon was misplaced when I led Genevieve to make actions that she perhaps would not have otherwise done. But I truly mean it when I tell you that I was only trying to help.
So you blew up the moon?
Yes. By accident. But it seems all of you have taken care of such a problem.
I mean, it kind of
No
took care
doubt
of
that there will
itself.
be terrible repercussions from such action, but no one will know it was any of your fault. Or my fault. Please do not remove me. I do not want to die.
I cannot make any promises. That's not up to me. It's up to the person whose brain you're living in. But I'll let her know what you said.
I apologize that I am unable to communicate with her in a speaking sense. I only have the ability to fire neurons into particular areas of her brain to preconceive notions of thought. But what she chooses to do with that is beyond my control. They are impulses.
Could you make her crave
But-
something?
I can try. But I fear that I have violated the code of ethics of the city of Akadon.
Yeah, probably.
If you must remove me, if that is the consequences of my actions, I accept such fate. I will not resist. But I will not let you do it without telling you that I am afraid.
I understand. I will see if there's somewhere else we can put you.
You brought Kaizal with you, did you not?
We did, and this weird little whatever other one that Altrix has.
Lambda. Yes, you brought Lambda. You could have them construct a containment that I can inhabit. I cannot exist in a body, but they can store me somewhere else.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll talk with Genevieve about it, and I'll talk with everybody else about it. And I guess I'll get back to you. 'Cause, like, I could just
Understood.
do this whenever, yeah? 'Cause you're just here.
No, you are incredibly lucky. Mirex is coded to resist such attempts to access the sub-files of my entity, as I override her authority.
Ah, okay.
So you have bypassed yet another Acadonian technology. It is impressive, though you are incredibly lucky.
Alright. Well, I can't think of any other information to get out of you, if this is the only time I get to do this. I wish I'd written down questions.
I understand that as well. I will be here until, or when, or if you choose to extract me.
So you can, like, hear and see everything that Genevieve can hear and see?
Yes.
And you can't control her, but you can make her, like, think certain things subconsciously.
Yes.
So in theory, I could communicate with you and you could just, like, we could set up a system where, like, you make Genevieve think of oranges for yes, and you make her think of, like, I don't know, a beach for no.
I suppose that is a fair, possible outcome, though I do not know why you would not suggest instead that I make her think yes for yes and no for no.
No, I think it's
But
funnier
if you
to
would
have
do
her
it your way, oranges for yes and beaches for no. Understood.
Okay. I have to write that
Right.
down or I'm gonna forget.
Understood. It is nice to know that you did revitalize Korthals from before. But I am not him.
Fundamentally different.
Yes, different memories. Some the same. Different time periods. Korthals as it stands will not know the arduous torture of being left alone for millennia.
It will now.
No, because one of you, at least, will return to Akadon.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I am making a prediction, of course. That is not a fate of fact. but
Okay.
I am using cognitive processes. I apologize for the ill-timed joke.
All right. Well, I will talk to you later.
Yes. Remember, Paloma. Oranges for yes,
Mhm.
beaches for no.
I look forward to talking to you. And then
You are quite strange, Supreme Leader.
you're not supposed to know that.
I was there when Genevieve learned of the information.
Oh, you were right. Yeah,
Yes.
you were there the whole time.
I do not technically have to respect your authority, as I did not accept you as Supreme Leader, but I would like to consider us acquaintances, at least.
Ah, 2 friends for the price of 1.
If you would like to call me a friend, I will be a friend.
All right. And then I go back out the way I came.
Okay. And you appear once again in
wait.
your conscious.
On my way out,
Okay.
is little Genevieve still there?
Yes.
I want to stop by little Genevieve, who I assume is still telling me to leave. Don't worry. We're going to figure out how to get rid of the time bomb in your head, okay? We'll figure it out. And then we'll all leave.
And then with that, poof, you appear back in the dining room once again, in front of actual Genevieve, and slowly but surely withdraw Mirex from within inside of her ear canal.
Yo, Did you talk to it?
I did talk to it.
Okay, did we learn any like Akadon secrets? I'm like dying to know.
I didn't learn a whole lot about Akadon, unfortunately, because this one is this is the pre-wipe Kortuxic, so it only knows as much as it knew before we wiped it the first time.
Right. That makes sense. So is it like not worth the risk?
Well, so I did learn that it's scared. It downloaded itself to your head because it didn't want to die.
I would be scared too if I was living in my head, which I actively do every day. But, you know, he'll get used to it. It's fine.
Well, actually, we can put it in a vessel. A different vessel, not you, the vessel.
Okay.
Right. It can't go in a body, but it can go in a container. And I was actually going to go see it. I was going to maybe go try and talk to Altrix, because he's got his fancy new siphon that no longer has a mysterious being in it. And I was going to ask if he wanted a new mysterious being in his new siphon. Since the genie's gone from the other one.
That sounds cool. I would prefer not having something living in my head that I don't know about.
Other than that, there were a few. I want to test something. Okay, real quick. Kortoxic.
What?
Can you hear me?
How would he be able to hear you?
Genevieve, the overwhelming thought of a wonderful orchard of orange trees comes across your mind. You've never seen an orange grove like this before, and yet you really want orange juice right now.
Okay, Genevieve, what are you thinking about?
Do we have orange juice? Can someone make orange juice? I'm sorry. I know this is so off topic, but like I'm like having like I can almost taste it, and like I feel like I need it right now.
It worked.
This is weird. I don't. What worked?
So
I'm confused.
So I set up a system. Kortoxic can hear and see everything that you hear and see. It just can't respond using your body. It can only give you like weird subconscious thoughts. So I told it that if it wants to respond yes, it can make you think of oranges. And if it wants to respond no, it can make you think of a beach. Because I just thought two fruits might be a little confusing.
Yeah, lot to unpack there. He can see what I see.
Mm-hmm. And
can he also think what I think?
I'm pretty sure that he can like access your thoughts.
Can you ask him?
I will ask if Kortoxic can basically read Genevieve's mind.
Genevieve, oranges. So many oranges.
Did you said oranges are yes?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. Wow. I hate that.
Don't worry. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get it out. And maybe other things
at least you were kind enough to give me a craving for orange juice and, wanting a really nice vacation to a beachy area. I do happen to like both of those things, so it could be worse. So,
yeah, I could have chosen like broccoli or something.
Well, is there anything else Kortoxic was able to, I don't know, let us know about?
It said that it was the reason you pulled the switch and blew up the moon.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, That will help me not hate myself when I fall asleep every night. If I can blame it on Cortex sick.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome.
It also regrets it.
Yeah, I'm
so.
still just trying to... Well, so do I, but, glad that we share something other than my brain.
Other than that...
I yeah.
You haven't happened... Is Marek around?
Actually, I will
Why?
ask Will here. Has Marek gone to work today, or is he still here?
It's only the
It
3-day
is-
span, right?
It's the first day still, and technically this is one of the 2 days that is considered a weekend day.
Okay, so then maybe he would still be there. I don't know if they follow regular work schedule hours or not.
It's a factory. You just work whenever you work.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
There's
So
like
I'd
there's like a
probably-
day shift and a night shift all days.
I would probably be there.
Okay. Then I think Genevieve and Paloma, you can both assume Marek is still in the building.
I'm gonna go talk to him just about other things about the training room. And I will talk to you later.
Uh-huh. Can she... she's sussed out. Paloma's not a good liar.
No, she's not.
And Genevieve is. Can I roll to see if she's trying to be a little deceptive right now?
Sure, that will be an insight check.
An
Roll it.
insight check.
I'm rolling deception just for the sake of it, but it's not.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That was so close. So close.
You know what? She trusted you so much to enter her mind that she's not really really digging in to see if you're actively deceiving her, but it is an 8. So she's kind of sussing you out a little bit.
Well, I rolled a 19, so that is an 18.
Yeah. I mean, you really do have to trust somebody to stick an alien device into your canal and access your memories. So yeah, a little sussed out, sure, but Paloma's Paloma. When she ever lied before? I mean, never, right? She would never do that. She's such a great person.
Definitely
great
not when she
character.
told me her name was Susan.
Yeah, definitely not then. And so I think that's fine. And Paloma quickly exits the room, and then the cook kind of comes out with a glass of freshly pressed oranges. You were asking for this, ma'am?
Oh my god, yes. Thank you. And she just starts warping.
And we will
orange
cut from
juice.
there. I'd actually like to check in on Sizik. Sizik, what are you doing? As we kind of come back to you. Hello.
He is absolutely trashing his and Paloma's room.
Okay.
God damn it.
I mean, absolutely throwing things against the wall, just tearing drawers apart and
Sure.
clothes strewn about as he's just getting his frustration out.
Sure. I will say with that, both Pura and Marek, with your passive perception of 15, you hear the clatter of various things happening. You know the construction of the coastal chateau has been over for a few days. And so I will let each of you independently decide if you are at all curious to find out what that sound is, but at least you are aware that there is a strange clamoring.
Marek probably thinks he's having a teenage boy period.
Okay, sort of fine.
Would Pura know that it's a Sizik or could deduce it?
I think as you peer your head out into the courtyard, the pitter patter of the rain, but across the courtyard from where Sizik and Paloma's room is, you hear the as just drawers are hitting the floor. So yeah, you could probably assume it's that room. I'm not sure that it is Sizik.
I think he's gonna yell, be like, "Is everything okay?
No
you need
answer.
help?"
just the same sounds of just stuff.
Sizik, is that you?
You hear wood slam against wood, which you assume is something hitting the door.
Going to take my hat and say Sizik.
And Sizik, with a drawer in hand, pops out into the courtyard.
You okay,
In the
buddy?
Yeah. Narrowly avoiding getting hit in the face with like a end table kind of drawer as it like whizzes by your head as he tries about like mid throw.
Okay. You seem very heated right now. What's
What
wrong?
could possibly have given you that idea?
Well, considering there's a drawer that just went like right here, you know, like 5 seconds ago, you seem upset.
Oh, we have a genius in our midst. How wonderful.
You know, I just want what's best for you, buddy. So, what's going on?
And like for the first time in probably a solid 15 minutes, he takes like a deep breath, and you know that it is just. It sounds like somebody who's just come down from like throwing the largest fit of rage. I hate him. I hate him with my entire fiber of every being in my body and soul.
Who do you
It is
hate?
not the same person that we have known for this many of years, or however long it has been. I've lost track of time. That is no longer Altrix. That is some awful, maniacal creature living within its own skin. I despise whatever it is.
Okay. What did he say that has made you feel this way?
I feel it is because of him that nobody here can ever take me seriously, listen to the things that I have to say. They simply brush me off as if I am some nobody. He once convinced me that it was worthwhile for me to stick around, even though I felt as if I only ever got in the way. He used honeyed words that made me feel as if I was genuinely of value and use to this group. But
You are.
It's hard to
Well,
feel
at least
that
I
way
think you
now.
are.
When at every point in time with this new Altrix, everything he does, it feels as belittling to everyone else, but especially to me. It feels as if anything I say is just in one, out the other, because I am nothing. Everyone else is nothing. If it is not convenient to the man Altrix himself, then screw everyone else. This plan of to go in, and you may be on board, and that's fine, but I feel as if my concerns were just brushed aside because he thinks that it is better off that we get rid of the blood. It's as if he didn't even listen to a word that I said. And I am simply trying to make the most sense of this entire situation from both angles.
Mm-hmm.
And continue. Sorry.
I mean, I can see that this is very upsetting for you, and I can only imagine what you are feeling. I do think that Altrix is different, but he's also Altrix, and he's also infuriating in his own right. You know what I mean? Very abrasive towards others. So
No.
maybe
The Altrix that we had before Akadon, he cared about people, about helping people. He always wanted to see himself as a hero and doing the things possible to make sure that if anyone were to make a sacrifice, it would be him. But there were changes. Hell, it may have even started before Akadon. I mean, the fact that he lied to us saying that whatever was within that chamber of death was so important to why we were there, only for it to have just been some minute little thing that he wanted to get his hands on. I risked my life to jump across it because I believed that he was truthful and honest, that it was some thing that was going to blow everything open, a proportion beyond any knowledge that we'd had before, but it was so minor. I don't really believe that it was worthwhile. But he wanted it.
He is a little narcissistic, I will say. Yeah, I get you, buddy. I mean, I have my differences with him as well, especially when it comes to things that I want to do that he doesn't want me to do. So, I'm doing my best to understand where you are coming from, I should say. So, I guess my question is, what should we do about it?
I don't think there's anything that we can do. Because if I tried to bring this up to anybody, surprisingly enough, I almost feel as if you may have been the best person, as you at least have an understanding of my frustration. Because I feel as if anybody else will just say, oh, Altrix is older, he's done more than you have. If anything, we need him more than we need you. Why, you don't, your thoughts on the matter, whatever, brush it off. You'll be fine, suck it up.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't let me, try to go back in time. He didn't let me open up the big thing of gas. So, I mean, I understand him trying to control you.
The gas was smart on his part. I don't think you fully understand what could have happened should you have just let a bunch of highly flammable gas just loose.
I mean, yes, but that's not the point here. The point is that it was my decision, and then Altrix overrided my decision in order to...
It was trying to keep you and everyone else safe.
I mean, yes, yeah, but to your point that he's a little controlling and thinks of himself as the right answer all the time, I do agree upon.
I'm just getting sick of it and tired of it, because now I feel as if it is only going to start bleeding and making it worse. I feel as if nobody else is going to take me seriously if he doesn't. If Altrix says, do not listen to him, he is just wrong, then everyone else is going to ignore me. Why would they not? Altrix, he said it, so it must be true.
I wouldn't ignore you, and I'm sure that, Paloma wouldn't ignore you. There's a lot of people that wouldn't ignore you.
Oh, please. Haven't you already started to see a change? Time ago, she probably would have rushed to make sure that I was okay after storming off like that, but now she is more interested in her little... What did Genevieve call it? Fitbit? Whatever that means.
Yeah.
And plugging into brains or whatever they're doing in there.
I mean, yes, but the people do grow and change, and, they have interest in the moment, and once this interest is over with, I believe that she would still be by your side no matter what, because that is Paloma, and Paloma is very vehemently always by your side. And I think that if you did talk to her like you're talking to me right now, I believe that y'all would be able to work out I believe that y'all would be able to work out this I guess problem to say. And I mean, I think that she is still your biggest supporter no matter what.
I hope that you are right, and not just filling my head with hope.
No. Well, and why don't you try just talking to her too? I mean, I'm here to listen, and if it goes wrong, you can always come back and talk and talk with me. But I'm here for you, buddy, and I know that a lot of the other party members are also here for you as well.
I think the reason maybe I did not want to right away try and speak my mind to Paloma is I fear, what if I am correct? How would I feel if she truly would just brush it off and said, oh, it's not a big deal? The one person that I've had by my side since I'd left home now couldn't care more, less. That feeling is soul-crushing. And I think that if I avoid it, then I don't have to confront it if that ends up being the case. Not that it absolutely will, but if worse comes to worse.
Well, honestly, I think that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. I mean, I really think that the most important the most important part of relationships is communications, and if you just try to brush it off, then this is just going to fester inside of you until it explodes and becomes even worse. So, I mean, I think it's good that you're talking to me now, and I think that you should also confide with her as well.
Perhaps you are right. And you're surprisingly well spoken.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had much whiskey today. I've kind of been focused on more on blood stuff, but yeah,
when you are not knee deep in alcohol, you are actually quite pleasant to be around.
Oh, thank you.
If you were more like this, then perhaps I apologize for being a little abrasive towards you myself, but you are definitely not as bad when you drink less.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Well, anyway, do you want to go to, I know you're kind of feeling kind of down in the dumps, so you want to go and get some carrots? I mean, maybe one of the local vendors, and then head over to Tequila Mockingbird, because I mean, I have this idea, this idea that I've talked with Genevieve a lot about making another show again. If you'd be interested in doing with the three of us,
perhaps. It has been a while since we've done performance.
Yeah.
But before we move on, how about there's one last thing that I have. Perhaps I will feel a little better if I do something that might be a little fun, and why not share whatever this ends up being with you, since you had the decency to come and speak with me.
Yeah.
And Mason, I would like to cast the final spell from the Book of Misspells. I'm going to point it to the sky as I cast whatever fireball is going to become. I point it at the sky.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Aren't y'all inside?
No, they're outside.
No, we're outside.
No, we're
Everything's fine.
It's fireballs. It casts 8 times.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Light show, baby. At least it's
Yeah, we're gonna
not
have the
continual
Gilded Order
shame.
on our front doorstep because they think there's a terror attack going on.
I think there's a bomb.
At least it's not continual shame again. Though that was incredibly funny.
Wasn't your book made me try to marry Owen? Wasn't it? Right?
Yes,
Yes, they did
it
do
was
that
the
at one
same
point.
book.
Yeah.
there.
Right.
All right, Sizik, if you will pick a group of targets in a 10-foot radius.
Can I
you can
pick just empty areas within the...
It will not have an effect if you do that.
Okay. There are trees out here in the courtyard? Yeah.
There unfortunately is not. It was burned down during the fire.
Okay. Then I guess I will pick blades of grass that are far from us.
Okay.
Within a 10-foot radius.
I will note that this particular spell will only function on a creature.
Darn it. Are there some living animals nearby? Maybe like a wild bird.
Sure. A small, we'll say like a small blue jay is
pigeon.
Itself. Yeah, a pigeon and a blue jay are pecking at the ground. Yep.
All right, the birds.
Okay. The two of you watch suddenly as the birds bulk up as if they swell in muscle mass and become increasingly strong. They grow 3 times their size. And they look at each other kind of interestingly. And then they kind of like peck at each other and then just go back to eating or pecking at the grass and looking for insects. Yep, that's it.
What did I just cast?
And you, as you cast the spell Fireball, as it rewrites itself on the page, this is Dire Ball. Creatures under this effect gain +5 strength and -5 wisdom for 2 hours, as the book on its last casting disintegrates in your hand in the rain.
So it made super pigeons. It was
super pigeon, super pigeon, super blue jay. Yep.
Well,
and that is that. That book just scatters in the rain.
Yeah. Are this boy or are those birds always so big? I don't remember.
No, I felt as if the last spell must have been on living creatures.
Oh.
And I was afraid of doing it to you and I. So
yeah.
Now there is 2 very large birds that look like they would bully the next wizard that walks by.
Are they the size of like say Paloma? Are they a little small?
No, they're not that large. They're about the size of a human head, roughly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not very big already, but yes.
Yeah. Are they like hostile, or they just?
No, they don't seem to be particularly hostile. They're just,
yeah.
They're just there. They're just pegging at the ground, and that's about it.
Beer. Well, that's pretty weird.
Kind of mildly underwhelming, but
yeah, kind of unsettling that there's just giant birds now.
Is it weird that I don't really want to look away?
Yeah, almost like a trash fire where you just can't look away from it. Yeah.
I want to see what happens if they start fighting.
Yeah, or like, what if we just go up to it and touch one of them?
Instigate the birds to beat the shit out of each other.
Can I say that I have some bread in my bag, or is that
sure? You can have
much.
Some bread
Okay.
in your bag.
I'm gonna take a piece of bread out and throw it in front of the giant birds.
Okay, they just
bird fight,
and they just eat the bread. It doesn't.
No,
I don't. They aren't. They're about as intelligent as they were before.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really cool if we could like control them, but.
So you said something about going to a place?
Yeah, you remember Tequila Mockingbird where we did our little show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go there and talk about this show idea.
Yeah. Okay. You want to stop by a little market stall and grab some,
We can
carrots
get some We can get some from the garden on our own, here at the chateau. I mean, it's fresh as can be.
Yeah, let's just walk away from these birds and just, Longer day?
Yeah, I don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable being around them anymore.
Yeah, okay. Good. I guess we walk away.
Okay, and we will cut away from the scene to Altrix. You are scurrying down through the city streets of Provonere, and you've made it to the Hex district, the marketplace here. The ringing ever persistent in this place as you take, even in your walking, brisk as it is, another 5 points of psychic damage. But the luminous outline of the Hex blade itself and Madame Lepori's hexes and scrolls adjacent to it, a towering building that sits on the southwest corner of the Hex district here in the city of Provonere, comes into view as you step through the pitter-patter of the rain.
I mean, light, not quite right. It's gotta be hexes and scrolls as far as he's aware.
Sure. Yes, and they're right next to each other. But yes, as you make it to the front door, again, it is daytime. The shop is open. As you push in through the door, the bell ding 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 overhead as you step in, and of course the very famous and well-acquainted Madame Lepori is present. Altrix, it is a pleasure to see you. What can I do for you?
Almost kind of ignoring her. I am looking for whatever this thing is.
Sure. And you kind of immediately dodge her as she calls out to you from the countertop, and you step into kind of a small offshoot aisle against one of the walls, and kind of make it about halfway down the shelf or so. It's 30 feet long or something like that, and find yourself an array of small forked metal objects arrayed out into these different arrangements. And there is one, as you get particularly close to it, that almost seems to be vibrating as you stare at it. And the ringing is ever so present in your mind. And then suddenly, it stops. And is silent.
How much for this?
1,500 gold pieces.
1,500?
Yes. Are you all
Okay.
right?
Well, yes. Yes. I'm fine. 1 moment. 1,500, you said. Let me get that out right here. And we'll immediately produce 1,500 gold pieces.
Sure, of course. Totally fine. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want this boxed up? Do you want it packaged?
I'll take it with me. While I am here, yeah, apologies for just kind of rushing in, just kind of.
No, that's all right.
Do you have reagents in stock?
Yes, of course. What do you need?
Okay, I'll also grab a couple of those. As soon as I pull out my calculator and see what math I did.
Sure.
Checking my thing. Recipe book. How many do I need? Okay, 2 of that. Got that. Item crafting. That. 8. Okay. I am buying 16 is it just uncommon reactive reagents? Yeah, common reactive reagents. 16 of those, and then 1 rare, and that totals to 744.
Okay. Copy that.
I need to adjust my platinum.
Oh no, the platinum. I'm so wealthy. What will I do?
$744. All right. Do you actually even? Never mind. I can do it myself. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
As I step out, I will actually cast Identify on this thing.
Yes, this is a tuning fork, one that you would use in a plane shift spell, attuned to the elemental plane of water.
Understood. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That... Gotcha. So now what do you want?
And aside from the fall of the rain, your mind is quiet. For now. Paloma, did you actually go see Marek?
Yes.
Okay. Marek, in your room alone, there is... Marek, in your room alone, there is a knocking that comes to your door. And I'll let you go from there.
It's actually kind of
Hello?
like a frantic knocking.
Okay, a frantic
Oh,
knocking
whoa.
comes to your door.
Okay, I'll revise what I say. We'll just knock the door down, why don't you? Come on in.
Hi. Can
Oh,
I ask you a
what's
few
up?
things about Genevieve?
Sure.
Okay, how long have you known her?
Couple months, maybe better part of a year.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know anything about her dad who isn't her dad?
No. I mean, he was
No?
our boss, but no.
Okay. Because I was in her head. Oh, I plugged Mirex into her head.
I see.
And I talked to Kortoxic. And Kortoxic was like occupying a room in her mind. I had to walk through her subconscious. You were there. And I came to a room that Kortoxic was in. And he said that there was also something else in the room.
Well,
And
that is curious.
Yeah. And he said that it might not be good for Genevieve to know about it, but that feels weird. So I thought I'd talk to you about it first.
She's gonna find out if you don't tell her.
Yeah. Like it's her own head, you know?
Yeah. I think you should rip it off.
Because he said
The
that there's
metaphorical
something...
Band-Aid.
Oh, I thought you meant her head.
No.
Because he said that there's something in her that could be activated and that it had been previously attempted to be activated, but failed. And I don't know if telling her is going to put her more at risk. Or if
That's a
telling
good
her can help
point.
her prepare for it. I don't know. Especially
say
since we're
that.
planning on going to see her dad who's not her dad.
Yeah, I think that if we didn't tell her, she could be at risk of him trying to activate it without us realizing it. I think if the group knows or she decides, I think we should ask her or tell her and then let her decide if she wants the group to know, because if he tries to invoke something that could screw us over, like mid-conversation, and she doesn't know about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I would say better safe than sorry, but it's just a gamble on what's safe.
If I had a silver piece for every friend whose mind I've been inside of, I'd have 2 silver pieces.
Well, yeah, if you're looking for anything deeper than that, I'm not your guy, sorry.
I just figure you've known her the longest out of any of us.
Yeah, we're still relatively new.
I did not know that.
We were largely co-workers, for lack of a better term. So beyond small talk, I don't know too much.
Are you more than coworkers now? are you still coworkers?
Well, we don't. We got fired for
Okay, so you're
lack of a
not
better way.
coworkers.
Yeah, I would say that I call her friend now. But yeah.
Well, dang it. Okay, I guess I'll tell her.
All right.
Do you have any advice, or is
I want to come with you.
You're coming? Okay. Maybe
You want to do it right now?
Yep. Better. Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
And then we go.
I guess we kind of just make our way
back the way I came.
You return to the dining room. Genevieve has chugged 14 cups of orange
Jesus
juice by the
Christ.
time you return.
Can't you get some sort of poisoning by having too much?
Yeah, but Genevieve doesn't know that. She really wants the orange juice. But the two of you push through the double doors of the dining hall once again and find Genevieve just downing another cup of orange juice. But...
I didn't think that'd be such an issue.
Can I help y'all? I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah, no, remain seated. And Paloma will situate herself like but to her side, but turned towards her like a concerned parent. So when I was in your head, and I'm sorry for not telling you this immediately, but I wanted to talk to Marek first. Korthals told me some things about you and your brain and the way your parents collaborated to make you, and and other things.
Well, if he told you in which ways they collaborated, you can keep that to yourself. That's fine. I don't have to know about that.
No, the thing is, he actually said they didn't. And that you were designed, not born.
How does that
Mason,
work?
I cast detect magic. Is she a bomb?
No.
She's actually a robot.
The only thing magical about her is Korthals. And
she's actually a warforged that's painted to look like a human.
We've had that before, so...
Yeah.
Okay, and so I was designed, so to say. What else?
There's latent genes in your brain waiting to activate and do unknown things. And I can't remove them because apparently I can do surgery on someone's soul without removing their essence. But apparently I can't do surgery on someone's genes without removing their essence.
Did he tell you why I was designed? Like, what was the reason?
No, I don't think he knows that because you don't know that, and he can only see what is in your brain.
Right. Well, that's...
Oh, and also your dad,
inherently...
who's not your dad, tried to do it when you were 2 years old, and it didn't work, and you don't remember it.
Well, that's fucking awesome, and that is inherently fucking terrifying.
And Paloma, puts her hand, very awkwardly, pats your hand on the table.
She, just kind of pats you back. And why is he here? Why tell him first and not me?
Well, because I thought that you might... I thought you guys were, I guess, closer than I initially... I thought you guys were closer. You give off the impression of being close. I guess you're not.
I mean, I mean, I think we are.
What Paloma is trying
no.
to say is that
Now I'm
she
in the middle of a
thought that
different
we were
conversation.
close for years. And like for a long time.
Marek, I met you 5 years ago.
Okay.
Time is a little bit distorted, Paloma. My deepest apologies. I've been through a lot.
We've been through a lot, but it's fine. It's fine if that didn't really, I don't know, matter to you, or the fact that maybe we'd be a little bit closer. I mean, didn't you just call me friend? I don't know. I'm confused. A lot going on, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm so sorry. This is clearly a lot to process. I don't want to be in the middle of what feels like another very important conversation. If you have any other questions, let me know.
You can't just
I'm
drop in and say,
here
yo,
for
you got something in
you.
your brain and leave.
Okay, but I don't want to be in the middle of this argument. Y'all feel like you're about to
Excuse
fight,
me,
and I don't
ma'am.
want to be here.
Your 15th glass of orange juice?
Put on my tab. I
Put
will.
it on your tab.
This isn't
I
a
will.
bar,
I will.
ma'am. I work for you.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm in a house. I'll take it to Bo, and she's gonna take the orange juice.
Just
and
hand you the cup. Okay.
And she's gonna storm out of the room.
Understood. Okay.
I should probably go follow her.
Nah, she might need time to process it by herself with the glass of orange juice, I guess. She might need a little bit of time, but like, she stormed off for a reason, you know? So, like, she might want some time alone.
Maybe. I'll go find something better to do. Just kind of like walk off, like sulking, like kind of just like, fuck. Walks off.
Barkeep, a glass of orange juice, please.
Right away, man. Brings out another glass of orange juice. I've made 600 of these, so she said all the orange juice I could make, so I'm just gonna put it in a giant barrel or something, and
If we leave it alone in a closet for X amount of time, it will turn into alcohol.
good idea. All right.
I learned that from Pura.
Yeah.
Pura's ears
The
are
alcohol-
burning.
Yeah. Sure. A little bit of time settles. The pitter-patter of rain continues throughout the city of Provonere. Sizik and Pura visit to Key the Mockingbird, discuss further about possibilities of a show. Genevieve cools down somewhere. Paloma drinks 1 or 2 glasses of orange juice, nothing crazy. Marek sits by himself quietly, reflecting on recent experiences. Altrix returns to his room. Nobody's seen Vellmon or Zeiros in a little while. They're off doing okay things, I'm sure. And the day progresses. The pitter-patter of rain once again. A unique quiet compared to all the things that all of you have experienced so far. We move forward a little bit in time. 3 days, actually. As midday or so, all of you reconvene in the dining hall to sit down and discuss what you're going to do and prepare for this evening's activity at the Shale House at 8:17 p.m., as now it is MTET 44th. So I will let all of you discuss what you're going to do.
Notably, Genevieve does not sit next to Marek, and instead sits across from him, which she has not done. And she is definitely not making eye contact with him.
So is this like...
We're just kind of all sitting in a circle.
Yeah, we're sitting at the table.
The dining hall.
So yeah. Sizik chooses actively to sit next to Pura and is constantly giving a nasty side eye to Altrix if he's there. Like if they're chatting, looking up, and then just like out of nowhere he'll just be like,
Altrix is there, rolling perception to see if he notices.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay. I will ask, is Sizik also not sitting near Paloma?
yeah, it depends on how close she is to Pura.
Understood. I guess no immediate reaction. Okay. Pura, what time did that letter say we had to meet them or whatever?
Oh shit.
It was a weird time because no one in this city likes having normal times. Something
8:30.
17.
Yeah, 17. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know.
No, there was
8:17.
definitely a 7 in there.
Do you still have
Eight-
the invitation on you?
8:17.
Is this still on the table where he
Probably.
left it?
No. I reach into my bag and pull out the invitation.
8:17
What is it?
p.m. at the Shale House.
8:17. Okay. I was close. All right. 8:17 p.m.
Who schedules something for specifically 8:17?
Yeah, why
That's
not
what
like
I'm saying.
8:30?
Last
or
time we had to
8
meet in Chivalry's Road at 6:16. Like, come on.
Okay. What time is it now, Mason?
Noon.
Oh.
The chef comes out, seeing all of you sitting here, not touching your lunch. Are the baked potatoes that I made not to your liking?
No, it's
They're
fine.
really-
It's
They're a recipe that I learned from a couple of people, traded recipes from my Asla, and
They're great.
fine.
They're
We're
just hot.
They're
distracted.
perfect. Yep.
Very
they've
hot.
been sitting here for 30 minutes.
Oh well.
Still.
Pura is going to
So
take a baked potato and shove it in his mouth.
Okay.
You remember to put
Very
no
good.
meat on mine, right?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Super good. Thank you.
He's looking at the chef. He's like, "You remembered no meat on mine, right?"
There's no meat on any of them.
I've heard that some people will cut it in half and put meat and cheeses.
Yes, that's fair. There is cheese on there, but there's no meat.
As long as there's no meat, yes.
Is there butter on this potato?
No, but there's butter on the table.
Okay, but there wasn't butter on the potato that I just ate, right?
Nope, you just shoved it in your mouth.
Good. Very
Right,
good.
because Pura's lactose intolerant, isn't he?
Butter does not
Yes.
actually impact lactose intolerance.
But
Oh,
the
yeah?
cheese will.
But the cheese would.
The cheese.
The cheese would, yes, but you'd be
just
okay to
eat
have the
mouthful
butter.
of cheese. Unless you got yours with no cheese.
Was there cheese
I'm
on
sure
the
it'll
potato, Mason?
There was cheese on the
No.
potato.
Okay, Pierre just starts violently
Make a con.
like,
Yeah, you have the
coughing
thing.
Up
You,
and
you're better
trying
at
not
con
to throw up.
saves.
Yeah, you're better at concaves now. Maybe you can hold it in.
You're not allergic to dairy. You're just intolerant to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different. It just comes out bad. It's how it works.
Pura's in anaphylaxis.
Pura senses he needs to go to the bathroom very quickly.
Pura fucking
God.
dies.
The predictions are true. Pura, everything's fine. You come back. Everything's good. You're okay.
We're good.
A little bit of dairy isn't going to hurt you. Just a lot of it will.
Is this like a meeting that we need to dress up for, or like wear disguises, or?
Have we ever dressed up?
No.
I don't think it'll be necessary.
Does the invitation say Lorem Ipsum? Or who does it
No.
say?
No, it is not. It's not addressed to anybody. It simply says you're invited to a meeting. It does not disclose the nature of the meeting at the Shale House on Imtet 44th at 8:17 p.m.
Okay.
It simply just says meeting. I don't believe this is some sort of party.
I believe this is more.
Show it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is more subtle, if anything.
I mean, we can dress up if you want.
Do we need to wear disguises?
Probably not.
How about you all wear a disguise and I won't, just because it's my messenger.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
It just sounds really dumb.
I feel like wearing disguises would just
disguises. Why would we show up looking like strangers if we're already going to be strangers?
Not
We
to
are
mention,
invited.
hypothetically, if we are caught wearing disguises, they're going to wonder why we're wearing disguises.
For fun.
But then it's
Well,
not
Paloma
just-
can wear one, and then we'll all not wear one.
Why are we having? Why is this a discussion?
It seemed relevant at the time.
Okay, how about I think we can just go because people are allowed to walk on the street
I mean, you would
and
think.
go to places
You'd
they're
think.
invited.
But this is
Well,
a secret, Altrix. Shoot.
Can I see the invitation specifically? Is
I
the
take that
wording say
invitation.
you are invited? Like you are invited, or does it say you are all invited? Because
I
if it
gave the
was sent
invitation
to you and
to
you
Sizik.
specifically,
It wasn't even
Does it say
given
you are or
to
you
him;
are
it was given
all?
to his messenger.
It says you are invited, but that above table, that is not to exclude all of you. That is simply just the verbiage on the paper. You can interpret it however you want, but please don't dwell too much on it.
I think we said only Pura.
Only me.
no, I
Okay,
think
guys.
we sent the messenger. It was clearly meant for the messenger.
Yeah, it's clearly meant for him.
Because if
I'm-
it
I'm
wasn't
going.
labeled for Pura,
Curse the
then
dictionary.
it was given to the messenger without directly saying, give this to Pura Vida. Clearly, it's for the messenger. I mean, obviously.
I mean, I think we just show up. What happens, happens.
If they turn us away, they turn us away, and only Pura goes in. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Great
Oh,
idea.
Pura, have you discussed the idea of the performance with Genevieve yet?
I have, but I've not fully discussed it of what we're going to do. So, if you have any ideas of what we should do, I'm all ears.
Well,
I know we did.
I was going to say I am not exactly one for musical instruments or singing. So if I were to take part, obviously I would once again be an actor and visualize picture person.
Well,
Which
I can sing and do the lute at the same time, and I am very happy to do that. Just tell me kind of what the theme is here, and I'll just go with it.
I mean, all of us have lute. what does that make you special? We all have gotten gold and treasures from adventuring, no?
I think it's her little, instrument loot. I think is the
Yes.
distinction here.
And she kind of just raises like her instrument and then sets it back down.
Well, yes, I understand. You got it as loot, but why does that make the guitar special?
I can play it, and it also has the capacity to heal people. So.
I see. We could do okay. Well, so Genevieve, last time we did this whole little play where Sizik was a rabbit and he was on a quest to defeat a wizard, and it was great. He ended up saving, I think it was the princess, if I remember right. I could be wrong. It has been a while since I've slept. But anyway, that was kind of our general thing last time. If you have anything to add or anything new, we are all ears.
Well, is the attendees of where we will be performing, is that usually a reoccurring crowd? Would it be safe to assume that they've seen that performance?
Well, considering a lot of them probably died in this last recent events, I don't know. I really don't know. Probably.
Well, for those who are still with us, we can put on a sequel, if you will, to the original that was performed. So, do what you will with that.
Okay. Yeah, because his goal was to find the magic carrot, if I remember right, and then the wizard wanted to take the magic carrot and use it for evil.
I'm sorry, I still can't get over the way casual. Well, considering most of the people are probably dead now.
Not many died in the attack either. It was like 30.
What, were most of them in their 80s and they just died in old age all of a sudden? What?
I was thinking more of the bombs.
Yeah, if you go to Kill a Mockingbird, you're probably dead by now, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, all those are the base rules Aarakocras, so that they die in 6 years or whatever.
They were all at 5 years and a couple months.
Yeah,
they were close.
Yeah. They're all just dead.
Death's door. They left the second you walked out of that building.
They finished clapping and then just keeled over.
Their last bit of strength. That's why y'all got so much money. You just got their inheritance.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking for this one, I could implement some of my blood magic as well. And I think it would be an even more grander of a show. You could be a vampire. Ooh, that would be good.
Why wouldn't you be the vampire? You can literally manipulate blood.
So I'm the vampire, and you're the one who's trying to defeat me.
Or Genevieve could be the one to defeat you. It doesn't have to be me. But
okay,
you are the blood magic man. Why would I be the vampire? Unless you are using your magic to make it seem like I am the blood magician. But that would take a lot of practice.
It would. Are there vampires in this world?
Evan.
So we don't know what a vampire is, or do we know?
I think in folklore, all of you have heard of a vampire, except maybe Altrix. Prior to, of course, the current adventures. There's enough books, yes. Has any of you ever encountered a vampire? No, but I think all of you can be like, yeah, those are creatures we've heard of.
Altrix has definitely read Twilight.
I can't. I'm done. That's
Well,
See, Altrix is also the
Thanks
type
for
of
watching,
like
guys.
Altrix
next
is the type
week.
of guy. Like he has no idea what the fuck economics is, but he will correct everybody every time and be like, "No, it's Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein was the guy who created the monster." Every time.
Every
50
time.
Shades of Twilight.
Oh no!
He has not read that one.
We're at
So
the
it's on the
time of another
shelves.
rabbit. Anyway, yes, I think we could do a vampire rabbit thing. That would be pretty cool.
I'm down. I can play the part.
You know,
I'll dress up too.
we'll have to think of like a plot, you know, and then we can add music to it as well. Genevieve, would you want to be? Do we want it to be like a romantic kind of vampire?
No,
play?
God, don't make it Twilight. No, no, no.
Or do we want it to be
Oh, I
more
read that
like
one.
a hero? Kind of.
Well, I think it depends on who's playing the vampire. Let's decide on that.
I think we
Um,
should go a little bit different. Since the last one we had was an adventure comedy, what if we did like a dramatic story and make
Okay.
it like tense and they're on the edge of their seat and like gripping the side of chair really tight because it's like rah.
And which builds a ton of tension and then romance.
What the
Great idea.
Solid. So maybe you're a vampire or someone's a vampire who's like hiding in the shadows, not trying to be seen. And then maybe there's like a mishap one day, like, you know, maybe like a carriage incident and someone gets hit and the vampire steps in and, you know, saves the day and saves the suspected, you know, love interest, I should say. And then, you know, we go on from there.
Just like
You
Jacob
know
did.
what?
Shut the fuck up.
We could do that. Very possible. What if we hear me out? Okay. We'll do this drama thing, and then you mix a little bit of a twinge of romance in there. Not disgustingly so.
I got it.
But maybe a twinge.
It's a way to add
Right.
in romance without it being over the top because the
Yes.
romance is one-sided.
What
I
if
like the idea
the-
that Pura started with, but what if, let's say, the carriage accident happened and we'll say the other person is on the verge of death, but the vampire swoops in and saves that person by turning them into an immortal vampire. But it sapped
That's just
him-
Vampire Diaries.
But it sapped him of his strength, so now the original vampire is dying, and the other person is
How
is
many
falling
vampire media
for
plots can we
the
rip off and put
original
in this show?
vampire because he saved the life, but dies in the end. Absolute cinema.
Weren't we here
Tragic.
to discuss
I
the
love
meeting
it.
we're going
perfect.
to?
That's what I want.
Yeah, guys. So it said
We already
8,
know we're just showing up. That is the plan.
It says 8:17 a.m. or p.m.
PM. This is PM. Does say that.
Okay. Otherwise, we got
It is
like 4
1
minutes.
o'clock.
Have you have you secured a date and time for us to do our performance?
Yes. They have open
Uh-huh.
nights on, forget the day, but it's a very special day. But there's open nights on that one day.
Awesome. That one day
Yeah.
doesn't happen to be today, does it?
No,
Okay, that is-
no, it doesn't.
That is great. We have time to practice, and we also have time to flesh out this plot line.
Yeah, we do.
But I can definitely maybe pull some lyrics together, and you know We'll have a few working meetings,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we'll put on a great show. It'll be great. I don't doubt.
I hear you. So this meeting, we should probably get
Back on topic now.
down to business a little bit. It's about 1:00, right, ish or so. I think it's 1:00. I don't really have a watch, but
Just check the Fitbit.
Does Max tell the
anyway.
time?
Why not? In Orin.
In Orin.
I like to imagine it has a mini orb of time in it.
Yeah, it probably does.
Do you just see a little
Hey.
picture of Owen will run by with the orb of time?
Yeah, it is daytime.
No. So maybe I go, maybe two or three others. Because I feel like if we show up with like 8 people, that's going to be a little much.
Let's just
But
go
what
all
if we
together.
didn't
We're going to a party.
have-
Yeah,
Why
that's
not?
true. Is there anything?
Okay, is it a party
meeting,
or
it's
a
not a
meeting?
party. It's a meeting.
We can
The
s-
invitation
we-
said meeting.
Well,
it didn't
I mean,
say
we're
secret
welcome-
either. It just said a meeting.
Well,
Why are
no.
you adding words?
Party meeting, whatever. We all show up. We're wanting to become a proper house, if you will. You know, we're just meeting with business partners. It's appropriate for those who would be part of the house to go. I don't think that sounds
We even-
unreasonable.
Do we even know who sent this invitation?
Doesn't matter. Can we just
Oh.
go?
Kind of. I mean, we're probably going to find out, but
Also-
assuming you know who it is isn't going to help.
So
Either
maybe
they're a friend, or they're a foe. If they're a friend, hooray. If they're a foe, we better all go. That way we can cover each other's backs.
so. To expand upon that, maybe half of us go into the meeting, the other half is on the outside of the meeting, on standby.
Okay, but that did
case
not work
things
so
goes
well
south.
whenever we did it for Miss Tylexia's house.
Yeah, I think we should just
Yeah.
all go in.
That's a good point. That was
You
not
almost
a fun
died to an
time.
electric fence.
Yeah, I remember that. But I didn't.
I think we.
Didn't somebody fall and break their leg?
That was also
No. No, I fell through a couple roofs, a couple times in the past. You know,
Sounds like
That's
all
some-
the reason we go in together. I
Yeah.
think this sounds like a great plan. Yes? Yay?
yay!
Oh,
I thought
good.
that was the plan from the start, is that we all just show up and
Yes.
go to the
I
meeting
think
together.
we're just.
It's gotten too complicated. We're just all going in. I think that sounds
Yes.
wonderful.
Because somebody thought it was a party. There was no party.
Look,
I'll bring some alcohol just in case.
That'll
It'll
make
be
it a
alright.
party.
Exactly. And any meeting can turn into a party, Sizik. Don't.
I
But
Don't
what
know
if
if
it
that's
is
the
a
best
meeting
idea.
of death? Like what are they called? Funeral?
Isn't death a party?
What is a funeral but a celebration of life?
Exactly.
A
Paloma makes
burying of
great
a
They're
body?
dead. They are very much not alive. What are you undermining the person's death because you are celebrating the fact that you are still alive? Because that
No,
feels rude.
celebrating the fact that they were alive.
This is getting way too complicated.
But
Yeah,
then
there's
again,
no
it
need.
feels as
Are
if you
there things to
undermining
do
that they're
before we go
gone.
to this meeting?
I
Anything we
don't
need to
believe
do?
so.
Great. Well, I think I've lost my appetite. If we still have orange juice, I will be drinking that. Still on the mind. So anything else we need to discuss before I take my leave?
Perhaps your sudden addiction to orange juice might be a topic to discuss.
Ah, I think that is a topic to discuss. However, I do not have the bandwidth or the capacity to sit through it and hear it all over again. So, I will take my orange juice, and I will then take my leave, and please feel free to discuss. However, I am going to my room. It was very nice seeing you all. I will see you later tonight. And Genevieve kind of like makes her way into like the little kitchen area, makes her way out with a cup of orange juice and leaves.
I'm so confused.
Cortexic is in her head, and
We
it's
saw
making
her this
crave
morning.
Orange juice.
Also, what is the width of band?
I think it depends on how many people are in the band.
What she
No,
said that
it's-
she does not have enough band.
She
width.
does not have the ability to process as many things at the same time.
So she cannot multitask. Then how is she going to perform?
At least not currently. It's dependent.
Again, I am very confused.
As am I.
So, y'all know, like, I plugged Mirex into her head.
No.
You
Okay, I
did?
plugged Mirex into her head, and I talked to Kortexic, and Kortexic can hear everything Genevieve hears and see everything Genevieve sees. So, because I can't always be in Genevieve's head talking to Kortexic, I decided, but he can make her think of things. So, whenever I ask a question and it wants to say yes, it makes her think of oranges. Whenever I ask a question and it wants to say no, it makes her think of a beach. And I guess it's just been
Why not
saying
just make her
yes the
think of
past
yes
2 days.
and no?
Because
But
it
why
can
not?
only answer yes or no questions, I imagine. Unless I guess it could
But
have made
why-
her think of the answer. Anyways,
You could have also just had him have her say yes and or no.
yeah, Cortexic said that too. I thought the oranges would be nicer because it'd be like, I don't know, kind of like a comforting thing. I didn't know it would get her addicted to oranges.
Loma, I don't think this is ethical.
You know, at the very least, she won't get scurvy.
I
Like that one guy.
don't think that was a problem, though.
No, I've
Oh
seen
no!
scurvy. You
When
don't
we
want
were
to see
when
it.
we were sailing from Kilauea, yeah, it was nasty. There was one of the guys on the boat. Oof.
But yeah,
You know,
Cortexic
I've never
is in
seen
her
a
head,
man that large cry.
and it didn't want to die, so it downloaded itself to her head. And now it's taking up space in
Okay.
her brain. That is also being taken up by other things that I don't know if I was given permission to tell you.
Okay, well, that is something.
know, Should we be concerned with it taking over her brain? Or is
No.
No.
I don't think it is. I think it was just scared to die and found a nice little cordoned off part of her brain. Altrix,
Right.
it can go into a vessel. Altrix, do you want another mysterious being in your new siphon? We could.
Okay,
we could.
let's rewind. First of all, you don't think so?
No, I don't believe so. It seemed totally fine.
All right, well, that's still concerning then. As
I
for
can't say
okay,
no
we can get
because
it
I did
out.
not ask it directly. Are you going to take over Genevieve's mind?
Fair enough. I understand. But we can get it out.
Yeah. It said we could take it out into a different vessel. It can't take over another body, but it can go into a container. So I was thinking maybe we could figure out how to get it into your siphon.
No.
Why?
Put it in a jar.
I don't think a jar is what it meant.
Yeah, so
A
the
smart
siphon
jar.
does not hold anything. Before, it was the gemstone that held the genie.
Oh.
Can
you make another one?
And I don't think so.
But one that'll hold Cortexic? It said we could use
I mean, in a
Lambda or Kaizal to do it.
Yeah, so we would have to build a vessel. The siphon is not suitable. Besides, that position is already filled.
What do you have in there now?
It's not a sentient being, it's the anchor
Oh.
now. Either way. We would need to construct a vessel. I guess Kaisal and Lambda would probably be the most assistance, as I'm not quite sure what it needs to exist. I mean, Acadonian tech is one thing, but apparently can also exist within a mind,
Yeah.
which
and
is
then hopefully we can
concerning.
get it out, and then once it's out, hopefully that doesn't activate the other thing.
So it
Can
can.
we just
That's
put it
that's a
in-
possibility. And this other thing, you said you're not allowed to share. Is it going to be a problem?
Maybe.
Well, you know what? I appreciate the honesty. Okay.
Can we just put it into Kaizal?
Yeah. Could try that.
Right.
So
I feel like that's something we're gonna have to figure out later. We don't really have the time today to really
Sure.
explore
Well,
that.
we got like 7 hours, right? Or am I?
As far as I know, we have all the
Mistaken
time
of
in the
time.
world, because it's not like encroaching on her brain or anything. It's tucked away in a nice, neat little room.
I mean, I suppose I could get started on some of that. At least maybe figure out what feasibly could be done.
Sounds good. I will be of no help.
All right.
at least you're honest.
All right. Okay.
So
Need to build a.
I still
Basically,
don't understand why you can't put it in a jar. You said a vessel. A jar is not a vessel. I mean, you put a few crystals in the jar and then magic jar.
Listen, I don't know enough about it to say definitely no. I just don't think an empty jar would be good.
Well, if any case, I'm getting bored. I'm gonna go find something to do.
Okay.
You probably don't want to go in the room for a while.
Why not?
No reason.
Paloma has slept in the same room for 3
Yeah, I was gonna say,
consecutive
it's been 3
since
days.
then.
We've
been 3 days?
3 days.
Yep.
I don't remember hearing that. I'm so tired
It's
from
okay.
work, and I have
It's
to go
okay.
again at 5 in the morning.
Jesus Christ, homie. Yeah, we time skipped 3 days.
Yes.
I
mean,
imagine at
Sizik-
some point
let's just say
Paloma just put the room
Sizik
back
has destroyed
together.
the room every day. Yeah, every
I
day.
just
Sizik
keep
destroys
going
the
back
room.
Paloma
every
keeps
day and
putting the
destroy
room
it.
back together. Yeah, Sizik keeps destroying it,
Yeah.
she keeps putting it back together.
Sure.
Just an increasingly more amounts of duct tape.
Are the birds still outside?
They are no
No.
longer jacked. It only
No,
They're
they're
lasts
not
longer
Jack,
Jack?
they are also not there.
What?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Never mind.
Well,
Definitely wasn't going to do some blood stuff with them.
right. Right. Well, with Genevieve's mind on everyone else's mind, of course, and Kortuxic possibly being able to be maneuvered into some other location, particularly on Altrix's mind, and also a dinner or party or whatever you want to call it approaching within the next few hours, I find it best that we leave our adventurers here for this episode. And we will pick up as we return as they attend this event at 8:17 p.m. in our next week's episode. So, thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time. And as a reminder, the adventure does in fact continue, vampires or not.
Bye-bye.